last we left our heroes, they were standing on the banks of the Lake of Lost Names, looking out over the still waters at the Tower of Scal'Thorde, far off in the distance. Quickly discussing their plans, the party settled on building a raft, utilizing the fallen wood so as to not accidentally cause insult to the Fae of the forest by chopping trees down. Tiernan was then convinced to allow Rowan to polymorph him into a giant crocodile and have him pull the raft with the rest of his companions on it. The plan settled on, and Tiernan, now a large, scaly reptile with the raft tied to him, the group set off over the deep, dark waters. Alas, the journey was not plain sailing as they approached the island of the tower. One of the group noticed another smaller island seemingly heading to intercept them. Somewhat confused as to how an island could move, the party spurred Tiernan on, but unfortunately, even in his new form, he was not fast enough as the strange landmass cut through the water with surprising speed. With just over 100 feet to go from the banks of their destination, Miera launched a fireball at the strange island, scorching earth and tree, but then it launched an attack of its own, thick vines and branches lashing out over the water to grab and entangle our heroes. A fierce battle began as the party valiantly fought against the strange beast, slowed as Tiernan was entangled by more of the vines and branches. But it was Miera who took the offensive, bending the arcane to her will and launching her magic against it, then tapping into the power of Esmeralda's shard and teleporting directly on top of the creature. Shocked, the rest of the party hacked and slashed at the vines as rock and debris was launched at them. Battered, Delgrim jumped over to the thing, intent on helping Miera escape using the magical crossbow. However, Miera needed no such assistance. Instead, she leapt onto Delgrim's back and, once again calling forth her powerful magic, exploded in a blast of thunder which echoes across the lake, blowing masses of chunks of earth from the beast and launching her and Delgrim to safety on the island. Battered by our heroes, whatever the strange creature was retreated, leaving a trail of muddy water and sticks and leaves as the party dragged itself onto the banks of the island. Taking a moment to catch their breath, they then made their way to the tower, and it was there, amongst the bushes and leaves, they found a long dead body, barely a skeleton, however with an ancient book and a well-preserved satchel. The book seemed to be the property of an ancient treasure hunter, speaking of many locations, but also of the tower itself, and gave hints as to how to potentially progress through the strange structure. Using this newfound information, the party was able to decipher the strange gem-based riddle that surrounded the iris-style iron door. And as the last gemstone was pushed in with a resounding thunk, the iris slowly opened, revealing the dark interior. What lies ahead for our heroes in the Tower of Scal'Thorde? Will they find the heart of the song? And will they make it out alive? Now, because of the fact that it has been just over a month since we played last, and I am a very generous, very forgiving, very thoughtful and kind and loving dungeon master, I am going to remind you guys of the information and the clues that were in the book.
Sorry, does Hamish sound like he's been hacked to anyone else?
Well, mate, none of us went, bullshit.
Yeah. So the key information in the book. So the original part was that it said that the poem holds the clue to gain entry to the tower. Now, the first floor, it said, catch the heart of the one you love. The second floor, it said that the quicker you drown, the longer you live. The third floor said something about reflecting on where you've come from. The fourth floor said the heart lies here, encased in iron. Now, I'm also going to read you the poem again. So the poem said, on the shores of the lake, the deep, dark lake, my love once sang to me, her voice like honey, her eyes so bright, her heart did set me free. And when you pushed the stones, the order that you pushed the stones in was the onyx, then the garnet, then the diamond, and then the ruby. Now, sort of out of sort of above table. Does anyone have any questions? Anything else extra they need to understand from any of that?
My
There was a-
intelligence is super high. Do I just know what it all means?
Absolutely.
Great question.
Yeah. Look, maybe once you get inside, who knows what you might find out.
Okay, great. I'm taking that as a yes.
Excellent. Any other questions?
Were there only four stones above the door?
No, there were 7 stones above the door.
Ah. What were the other 3?
The other 3
Emerald?
was a sapphire, an amethyst, and an emerald.
Mm-mm. And so at this point, the door's opened, right?
It is. Now, as the door grinds open, the harsh metal scraping against itself as it slides back into the recesses. Grumpfel, you hear the sound of something falling on the ground, and as you turn around, you see that your companion Rowan has once again, somewhat unsurprisingly at this point in time, vanished. But you do, however, see on the ground the stone that she used to carry with her.
And it's just fallen to the ground?
It's just fallen to the ground. Like the last time you glanced there, that's where Rowan was standing. She had been a little bit back from the door because the gemstones, when the wrong ones had been pushed, had like basically shot out almost like lasers, and she had been standing back. So the stone is now basically where she had been standing.
What about the ring?
No.
Hasn't dropped and fallen, rolling anywhere?
Nope, not that you can see. Or you can basically, just as you turn, you see the stone fall.
Oh, now where is she off to? And he's going to wander over to pick up the what he thinks is maybe the ring. Maybe he saw incorrectly, and it was the ring that fell, not the stone.
Yep, it's definitely the stone. Cool.
Okay.
So with the stone in hand,
Yeah.
what is the group going to do?
Delgrim charges in.
Okay, cool. Make a
And died.
death saving throw. Nice.
Well, friends, we are here. Are we ready to approach this tower and retrieve Heart of Song?
Well, it's the only way to save my mum, I guess, so...
Definitely the only way.
Well, let's go.
Okay.
Has anyone ever explored a very scary, ominous tower before?
No,
Yeah,
I
depends.
typically go downwards, not upwards into things. I've explored many tunnels. Tower is basically just a tunnel with a lot of space on outside. Yes?
So no procedure, just walk on through?
Perhaps one idea that might be of use. Thinking ahead to make sure we are not in immediate danger. And Delgrim will, I guess, he's going to enter the threshold of this tower, like walk through the door, but slowly and carefully. And he'll just kind of sit for a minute, removing his dumb hat. And he's done this before in the past. In the past. And essentially what this will look
Before
like.
he ate a bowl of pasta.
Oh my god. He's gonna sit cross-legged on the floor of this building and just kind of place his palms on the ground, and you'll hear just this low kind of guttural hum as he attempts to kind of connect with the frequency of this building somewhat.
So this is going into the building.
Mm.
Okay, so before you do that,
Mm-hmm.
as there may be impacts in regards to
Nah, probably not though.
going in there, I'm sure it's fine. The first thing that hits you as you start to go through the strange circular iron door is the smell of stale Australian air,
Thank you.
tinged
I was
with
working
a-
out trying to how to turn the subtitles on.
yeah, fucking hell. Tinged with an almost metallic aftertaste. The dust swirls slightly, as if just shifting for the first time after untold years. Inside, you can see a large circular chamber, roughly 70 feet in diameter, and constructed of the same cold iron as the exterior. The floor actually descends at a gentle slope towards the center of the room, and in the center there stands a huge square pillar. It rises close to about 30 feet before ending just shy of the ceiling. And directly above it, with your dark vision, Delgrim, you can see another of the strange circular iris-style doors in the actual ceiling. From what you can see, or from where you can see, the column is also made of iron. However, on the two sides that you can see from here, you can see fist-sized gemstones embedded in the surface. The two ones that you can see appear to be an onyx and a ruby. Looking around the room further, it appears it's otherwise empty. Although you do then notice on sort of the wall closest to you a large horizontal lever on the wall.
And that is the extent of what I see? Or
That is the extent of what you see.
okay, brilliant. I think before approaching any of this, Delgrim's still going to take a little seat and have a little hum and just kind of get in tune with the stonework of the area and the iron itself, and we'll use primeval awareness to sense if there are any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead present within a mile of my location.
Actually, one thing I do need to very quickly look up. You reach out with this sense, and initially there is nothing. Then as you focus a little bit more on the sort of the peripherals, you start to get that sense of fae. And because of how far out this island is, if they are around, they're either on the very banks, far off in the distance, or actually in the waters of the lake itself. But you don't get any kind of senses of anything else, just fae.
Okay, and to our knowledge, they're absolutely unable to enter this tower by virtue of its cold iron hood.
Everything that you were told was that both it was the tower was made of cold iron, but the ground around the tower was also hollow ground. So the fae couldn't even like walk on the island itself.
Yeah, okay. Well, Tara itself seems to be completely empty. But another of stupid gemstone circle things up on pillar there.
Do you want me to send my hand in again to poke them?
Yes, Miera, that is a great idea. Thank you. What was John's clue for first floor? It was catch heart of one you love. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This is difficult for me. I love no one and nothing.
What? Not even spider mill?
I do love spider milk. You're right. Spider milk has no heart. Tiernan is milk.
So what are you guys doing? So for Miera, looking through the door, you can just see the edge of like the central pillar, but the rest of it is too dark for your vision.
Okay. So I can't actually see the lever or the gems.
No, it is pitch black in here.
Can I send some light in there first?
100%.
Oh, also, there is strange lever just over here. Do you think I should try and pull on it?
Well, maybe if I can get my hand in there, we could pull it and see what happens, like we did with the door.
Yeah, this is a great idea.
B,
So-
who is quite bloodied at this point, is going to call out, "No, maybe don't just hit random things, or throw random things, or pull random things. Maybe just be careful."
Well, we're not going to stand right in front of it when we do it this time. We're going to stand out a ways.
Okay. I don't think everything's going to be close impact, but sure.
I will send my dancing lights in there so that I can see.
Okay.
Brilliant.
And then I'm going to send my mage hand over. And maybe I'm going to touch the gems first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to pull that lever.
Okay.
Everyone
So
is
they can-
out of the building.
Quick,
right?
everyone hide behind the opening door.
Okay. So is everyone going to the edges of the door then?
I am
Yeah.
always...
By
Okay.
the door.
I didn't actually walk in yet, so.
No one has walked in apart from Delgrim going just a tiny bit in, but no, everyone else. So what I'm hearing is everyone's going to the edges while... So Miera, your mage hand floats into the room, almost sort of flanked by your lights, and goes up to which of the... So the two sides that you can see, one has got onyx gems on it, one has got ruby gems on it. Which
How
ones are you gonna
close
touch?
together are they?
So one face of the pillar has got, now that the light is there, you can see 5 onyx gems placed fairly evenly going up, and the other side has got 5 rubies fairly evenly placed going up.
Can my mage hand just like run down all of them?
But there's probably a gap of like
This is
4
not
or
a
5
prank
feet.
on
So
an elevator.
if you want to kind of go quickly down them, sure, if you want to.
Well, we'll try one at a time, I guess. So I'll
Oh.
start off with the ruby because
Okay.
it said something about catching the heart, and I think that corresponded in the poem
Okay.
as a heart.
It's
So-
the red one, yeah.
The hand floats out with one of the lights nearby, goes up, touches the ruby. Nothing happens.
Next one.
Nothing happens.
No? What if I pull the lever?
So you send the hand over to the lever.
Yeah.
It tries to pull it. Doesn't move.
Okay.
Your hand is not your mage hand is not terribly strong.
No, but it can open a door, so I'd
Mhm.
imagine it would be able to pull the lever, surely.
That's what you would imagine, but you try and pull the lever and it does not work.
Okay. Can I try touching the onyx?
Absolutely. Yeah. You go through, you try touching the onyx ones, it's the same thing. Nothing happens.
Is there enough space for my hand to go like me onto at
No.
once? No.
Absolutely not. No. No.
Okay.
The face of each side of the pillar is probably like almost 10 feet wide.
Can I
Like,
pull
this
any
is-
of them out? Can the stones be removed?
You put the mage hand onto one of the onyx ones
Yeah.
and you try and pull it, but nothing happens.
Okay. Well, doesn't seem to do anything.
Also,
Don't-
did not trigger magic beam of immediate death, so that is mildly safer than entry.
Plus, we're also not in there, so maybe it's senses? Whether it's just no one's in there or not?
Well, who's going to be the sacrifice?
What, there's a sacrifice now?
Well, maybe one of us needs to be inside.
Hamish, do we only see two faces of the pedestal.
Yep.
Well,
The
maybe.
column. Yep.
Well, I might pop on in to have a look at the other side of that column.
Yeah.
We're only seeing the ruby and the onyx. I wonder what's on the other side. And Tiernan's going to wander on in, try to have a look.
Right. So you, Tiernan, you walk on in. Again, like I said, that the floor sort of slopes gently down towards the middle where the column is. And with the light being cast from Blinky's central eye, as you move around to the other side of the column, you see another lever across the other side of the room, which you hadn't seen before because it was hidden behind the column. And on the column itself, on this side, you can see 5 garnets and 5 diamonds. Again, exactly the same as the other 2 faces. So 5 of them evenly spaced going up the column.
Hey, there's another lever on here this side, guys.
Grumpfel's going to wander in cautiously.
Cool.
Do you reckon we need to pull them both at the same time?
That seems like a possibility.
Well, how do we correlate this to the poem? Is this supposed to be the first floor we're trying to access?
So there's lever that is nearly touching roof. There's column that is nearly touching roof. And it has rubies on it, which we know have been associated with heart from previous door. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Here is my imagining of what will happen. If we pull both levers, column is going to fall, and we're going to have to try and make sure the rubies survive in some way. If I was building deadly trap that involved 2 levers, large column, and many stones, this is probably what I would do. I don't know why.
The door's on the ceiling, though, isn't it? Presumably the column will go up through the door when it opens. So would we need to stand on the column?
Alternatively, door will not open and squish.
Oh, like a trap.
Like squish, like a grinder, but up.
Yeah, let's not do that then.
Also,
We have one hand, so I can't pull 2 at once.
what if you'll keep hand ready for ruby action in some way? Tiernan, do you feel comfortable pulling lever over on your side over there?
I'm quite certain that is something within my capabilities, yes.
Oh, who's strong? Oh, who's the strongest people here?
Strong is subjective.
It is not. I am absolutely strongest person here.
How about we pull these levers and see how the situation changes?
Just before we go activating any traps, trying to see if we can work this puzzle out. Emily, you mentioned before B looks a bit messed up now. Given that I wasn't here last and I'm trying to catch up by the seat of my pants here, if B looks a bit, if something happened and there was lasers or spikes or daggers or crushing boulders and whips and fedoras and golden idols, does
Glad you clarified with fedoras then.
Well,
B looks 50% less healthy than she usually does.
Right. Does anyone else look like they have a percentage?
Actually, more than
mishap?
50%.
Because Grumpfel would know because you autopilot him last time, and before we just he would be one for sort of making sure people are okay before we put ourselves potentially in harm's way again. So I'm asking that now before we go rushing back
Great
into.
idea.
Yeah.
Delgrim looks less of a percentage unhealthier than he normally does than B does, but he looks pretty close to half his typical self.
Right. Let's have a look here. So yeah, Grumpfel will say, let's have a look at those wounds. So let's have a look here. So B looks.
It would be good for this open bleeding to not interfere with pulling of lever, I guess.
Yeah, yes, you're putting red fingerprints everywhere.
I think 3 of my fingers are broken.
Oh.
You look
That's,
down like your little fingers at this really unnatural angle.
Eh,
I think they're broken.
yeah, I'll do so and take the mind
One's
off
just
the pain.
completely gone at this point.
Let's have a look here. Hang on. Putting brain back into healery cleric type thing. What are we going
Really,
to
a
do?
flesh wound.
Let's see. Grumpfel will use cure wounds at 2nd level on B. And for nostalgia, I'm going to roll actual dice.
Can you make sure we can hear the click clack sound?
Oh, I'm going to do my best.
What?
Yeah.
Dice?
Hi, I hear you like shiny click clack things while I'm searching for D8s.
I feel like
Uh-huh.
there's a website you can go to buy dice from.
Really?
Dice.
Nice. I wonder why does that ring a bell?
It's like
Man.
Meeples and Drogos or something like that.
Mm.
I'm not sure.
Wow.
I almost said
Hang
something.
on, hang on.
And Drongos.
How messed up is B? How many dice do I need?
I don't know.
I'll roll
Less-
for real now. Ooh, nice. One is an 8, one is a 6. That's 14 plus 8 is 22.
Ooh. Okay. Great.
How's your spell slots, Heath?
Well, talking to the DM who was autopiloting, I'd only used that 1 3rd level slot, so I'm pretty good.
It feels like John's super conscious that we're at the first of 3 or 4 floors of this tower.
Well,
I look
yeah.
real good now.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm
No, I
still
meant, like-
bloody, but I'm good.
How bad does Promethean look? Oh, sorry, well, he looks great
Wait,
actually.
Promethean's here? That's
Delgrim,
crazy.
sorry.
No, no, you be the judge.
How bad does he look? Like
Oh,
a
look,
little bit, a
he's-
little bit hurt, a lot hurt. He's sort of dragging himself along by one finger that's not bloodied.
At least 2 fingers psychically broken. It was psychic damage, wasn't it, that we got from the things?
No, it was just pure brutal pummeling damage.
Okay,
At least 2 fingers
does
broken.
Grumpfel need to attend to Delgrim the same?
Yes, give me
level?
the juicy!
Okay, I'm trying to read the
Grumpfel.
room here.
Grumpfel,
Didn't-
just maybe cut down on the spells. I can assist in this capacity.
Oh
If you
yes,
want to keep
by all
some of
means,
your
go
reserves.
for it. I just figured that spells in reserve for bodies on the ground when they can be helping, it's better to use them now and have everyone upright to trigger to be part of the party.
I have a spare healing potion as well if anyone needs it.
Maybe hold on to that until.
One
extreme
of us
case.
is squished between column and roof.
I
Could come in very helpful.
It's only a small one. I don't think it'll fix
yeah,
that.
I hate to say that. Hang on to it in case anything happens to me and you need some healing.
Let's go!
how
Remember,
bad
I
is-
am man of action. I need to pull this
How
lever
bad?
very
How
quickly.
bad are you, Prometheus, Delgrim?
It took some pretty significant magic laser gem damage.
I am
Okay.
Promethagrim.
Well, then I'll burn a second spell slot for you. Ooh.
Okay.
So that's double. 8, 3, 8, 3, 11, 16.
Gummy bears.
Cure wounds level 2.
All right, what are you guys doing now?
Right,
Dashing
Tiernan.
and daring,
Thank you,
courageous and
Tiernan. You ready to pull this lever?
Oh, I am born ready to pull this lever.
Excellent.
Alright.
Delgrim will
I'm
grab
moving
other
into the
lever.
room to position myself in case I have to try and catch anything or like fucking I don't know.
Okay.
Miera, you ready with your hand in case you need to catch the heart of one you love?
Yep. Hand
Who do you
is
love
ready.
more, of me or Tiernan, for the record, just so I know which one not to sacrifice?
I'm
Wait,
not
what?
telling you right now. That will be decided depending on how this goes.
Okay, Tiernan, 3, 2, 1, crank it!
Kamateo, are you listening?
All right, both of you guys roll athletics checks for me, please.
Sure.
Just them or all of us?
No, just the two lever pullers.
Okay, cool.
14.
11?
Sorry,
11?
11. Look, it's the levers are a little bit stuck, but it appears that after a little bit of effort, both of them finally grind, and you can hear the metal grinding as they slide down. and you hear a large number of clicking noises coming from the column as every single one of the gems pops out from the recesses that they're in, but then just hang floating in the air. So there are now 20 gemstones just floating gently.
Cool iron stones.
Okay, everyone back, hide outside the front door again. Miera, see if you can grab the rubies once we're all safely looking around the edge.
Yeah, so when we're all out, my mage hand's gonna go and grab the rubies.
So you're just going to go and try and, because like you could only, like that, they're fist size, so you could grab one of them.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
One at a time, I guess.
Okay, so the mage hand, you all rush outside and you're all like behind off to the edge of the door, and you watch as the
Oh,
mage
hang on. Are any of them vibrating faster than the others?
Make a perception check for me.
Pam, can I make sure that wherever I'm standing, I can still see somewhere inside the room, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like
Great.
we're doing that like cartoon thing where all our heads are like stacked on top of each other, looking
From the
around the
side.
edge of the door.
Yeah. Which is really easy
Scooby-Doo.
considering the heights of
Yeah,
the
given the
parties, you're
heights.
kind of naturally set up
Yeah.
like that.
Starting to feel like an episode of Animaniacs.
Yeah. Miera, what did you roll?
I rolled an 18, and it was perception, so 19.
Okay. So you don't see any of them like anything noticeably different. However, as you are kind of glancing around trying to ascertain this, you see that the door in the ceiling, it's the same sort of iris style as the one that you came in through. But in the very middle of it, there appears to be a small recess, which looks like it's probably about the size of one of these gemstones.
Okay, so I will point that out.
Yeah?
So, do you think maybe grab a stone and take it up and stick it in the hole up there?
What hole?
Seem like
Up.
Samira's explained the
So
recess.
there's a recess
in
and
the
the
door.
iris, like the same as the front door.
Oh, like a giant jigsaw puzzle, so we have to slot the correct gems in there.
Can you bring Miera the rubies to us? Perhaps one is more heart-shaped than the others.
Are there more than one hole?
Perhaps one is an actual heart.
Just the one hole.
The one.
Okay, I will grab one ruby because that's all my hand can manage apparently,
Mhm.
and bring it back out towards us.
So you guide the mage hand with the gentle lights of your dancing lights illuminating it. And it grabs the gemstone. As it touches it, all of the other gemstones suddenly just go shunk back into the column itself.
Okay.
And you are just holding the one ruby in your hand now.
Right. Well, I think maybe we need to, instead of bringing it out, maybe we need to see if it fits in the hole up there. And then we might have to reset to get them all back out again if it's the wrong one.
Only one way to see if it's the right
Yeah.
one. Let's see if it will go in.
Trial and error.
Can I get my mage hand to take the stone up there and try and put it in the hole?
You float your mage hand up with this ruby in it, and the gemstone slots perfectly into this hole, and all of you hear clicking and grinding as you watch this iris door in the ceiling slide open. And you can all see water, but it's not falling down as you would expect water to do if someone had just opened a door up high. It is just a still surface of water that has been revealed with the opening of this iris door.
there any way up to that door?
Quicker you drown, longer you live. We need to get up there right now.
How high is it again, Hamish?
So the ceiling is 30 feet high. The column itself goes to sort of 26, 27 feet, right into the center of where that door is. So most of you would be able to reach up and at least touch the water or touch the edges of where the door is.
So there's like a gap between the column and the ceiling.
Roof. Yeah.
Great.
Is it
Hey,
the water?
hey, I can try a thing if you guys like.
Your thing.
I don't wait for a response. I just misty step on top of the column.
Okay, great.
Okay. What does Bee's Misty Step look like? I'll get to you in just a tick, Heath.
Yeah.
It's basically like a similar to like how a lot of her magic presents itself, where it's like a time shift.
Yeah.
It's almost like a vibration, I guess, and a little bit of like sparkly purple energy, and then she's gone, and she's reapparates on top of this column.
You find yourself on top of the column, which is about 10 feet, 10 feet sort of in diameter. The surface of the water is, you've almost got a duck as you get there, like it's right there. And it's weird because it is a perfectly still, it's like looking at a pond, but like you were hanging upside down above it.
I'm going to poke it.
I'll just very quickly, because Heath was trying to do something. Heath?
The water, I was just going to say, is it like still? Is it shimmering? Is it swirling? What's it doing?
Still, perfectly still from what you can see.
But enough that we can tell that it's water.
Yeah.
Not glass or anything like that, because if the water's not falling, it was like, is it glass? Are we about to try and jump up and hit our head sort of thing?
It's water. And like, B, as you reach up, you put your finger in and, yep, it's definitely water.
I'm going to, can I test how deep it is with my arm?
I mean, you extend your arm to its full length, and like you don't, as far as you can tell, you haven't reached out the other side.
Great. And you said it's clear, right? So can I see anything within it?
No, so it's still.
Right.
When you look into it, and when one of Miera's little lights sort of flights up to help people see, it's very dark, almost sort of dirty, very difficult to be able to see through. It is definitively not nice, crystal clear water. It is dirty, murky water.
A thought occurs. The floor is sloped down to the center of that column. Isn't it reasonable to assume that this room is going to flood or will flood?
Delgrim's gonna pull out. He's gonna shake his head at Tiernan because he literally just said we need to get into that next room as quickly as possible so we don't die. And he'll pull out his crossbow and he's gonna shoot the cable into the water, trying to hit an angle and literally just hoping that it's gonna connect with something to lock to.
What is the length of the cable on that?
Truly so long. It is max range on the thing is 320 feet.
Yeah. Does it say?
I assume if it's hitting water, the minimum range for it hits 80 foot.
So the cable is 80 feet?
Not if it's got a max range of 320. No.
Right. So yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. So it doesn't specifically say the cable's only got X number of range.
Oh, right. Gotcha. Hang on. Let me read through the thing. But
I can't remember.
I don't think it does in the description. So I've always assumed 320.
Okay. Does the cross does it say?
You're right. Within 60 feet of you.
Within 60 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it say anything about what the crossbow bolt can stick to? Like, I can't remember if it's like, is it like super magical, like it's a suction cup or...
So grappling hook, surface structure, precipice, or other similar location that you can see. So that's going to be the other problem. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, right. Fair. So is there any kind of part of the structure above us that would be visible through this water? Or is it just all water?
Oh, just black, dark, murky water.
Fine.
If I continue kind of feeling around in this water and like instead of just going straight up,
Yeah.
can I attempt to kind of search for any kind of surface either side or anything that I can grip onto?
So you could from where you are reach across, like you could fairly easily get to like the edge of the door.
Right.
So you could.
Is it something I could pull myself up into?
You think from where you are, like it's close enough where you would be able to kind of like pull yourself up into the water onto the edge of the door.
Well, if I die, make sure that my brother doesn't marry that bitch. And I'm gonna pull myself.
wait.
Nah, I'm
Pete,
going,
wait.
sorry.
Alright,
I
alright.
already said I was doing it.
Tiernan is Blinky waterproof. Send her off. Send
Uh,
Blinky
how-
after her.
Can you guys get onto the column? And starting to run towards the column to give people a leg up.
Yeah, if B's vanishing, I feel like Delgrim is also just going to be like immediately trying to vault himself on top of this
Okay.
fucking
Who
column.
had that ring of jumping? I feel like that would be helpful right now.
Grumpfel has it and is attuned to it.
All right, so B, I will get to you, my friend, in a minute.
Okay, that sounds promising.
The rest of you all race towards the column. How are you attempting to clamber up it?
I was going to Tiernan's going to offer to give people a boost, being the
So you-
tallest out of all of them.
So it's like 25 plus feet high.
Delgrim will have already shot the crossbow, then discounting the previous attempt into the roof itself, and will like gesture for everyone to grab onto him.
So you can shoot it into like the edge of the door because you need kind of like somewhere for like a grappling hook or something to hold on to.
Well, so was the door not in the roof, like in the actual?
Yeah. So you could sort of shoot it. So
yeah, it'd be an angle of the ceiling that'd kind of be then climbable or retractable to get to the top of the column to then get up into the water. Yeah.
Cool. So you do that without any problems.
Yeah.
Awesome. Tiernan, Grumpfel, Miera, what are you guys doing?
How tall's the column?
30
20
feet.
30 feet. Oh, okay.
You can climb or you can hold on and they can us up there.
Yeah,
But
I'll
quickly.
prefer the second option.
Okay, Miera, hold on. Tiernan, climbing.
Grab the cable. Yep.
Grumpfel.
Yeah. He's like, if there's no way to scramble up this thing, he's gonna.
There is currently a cable that you can climb.
he's gonna jump onto this Batman disappearing trick.
Okay, great. And then Delgrim will have it retract, so it just pulls everyone collectively to the top of the pillar then.
Cool. All right. So all of you start sort of this insane scrambling up and down using this crossbow. Whilst that is going on, B, you
I'm perfectly fine, right?
take a deep breath and plunge into this bitterly cold water. Despite the fact that you have dark vision, it's very difficult to see anything. It is filthy, dirty, murky water. You pull yourself up onto sort of the ledge on the inside, and as you stand up, your head still doesn't go through the surface.
So I'm just underwater.
You're just currently sort of standing on the edge of this door underwater.
Okay, great. Being that I can't see, I am going to cast Dancing Lights. And while it is a verbal somatic, thanks to our recent level up, I'm going to use my Meta Magic Adept to use a sorcery point to use no verbal or somatic components.
Nice.
Okay,
And
outstanding.
so all these little lavender lights are going to be floating now in this water to see if I can attempt to see anything. And I guess I'm just holding my breath.
Okay.
Underwater.
I will point out just quickly, we didn't level up that recently, just for the record. It feels like truly so long ago that we leveled up. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, it definitely has been a really long time.
It has. It's been a few sessions. So as the lavender lights it helps a little bit. So can you make a perception roll for me?
I can.
With disadvantage, please.
Sure, Hamish. I can do that.
Cool. Thank you, Emily.
I don't feel good about it, but I can do that. Look, joke's on you. They're both shit. Perception, you say?
Yeah.
Hey, I got a good modifier. It's a 14.
14. One thing you notice as you're standing there sort of looking around is what appears to be a bone on the floor beside your foot. Looking up, very hard to tell where the surface, if there is a surface to swim to. It's just that this water is just so filthy and murky.
Okay. If I look back to where I came from, can I see anyone?
You can probably see just through the water blurry images of your companions sort of clambering to the top of this column.
But I can. Okay, cool. But I can see them. So
you can also only hold your breath for a certain amount of time as well.
You're right. I can. I am going to note that, and also note that we likely need to drown. So like the other thing I'm gonna do is cast a message using my other sorcery point to not have to do it with verbal or somatic. And I'm going to point my finger at whoever I don't know who it is, I assume. So just whoever the nearest kind of figure is.
Yep.
And say, I'm going to say to them, it's really dark in here. Don't like it. I'm assuming we have to drown. I can't see the surface. So, jump on in. It's what I'm going to say. Also, there's a bone in here. I don't know who's the closest to me, Hamish. That's up to you.
That'll be Delgrim.
What's the distance between the top of this pillar and the water?
It's like 5.5 feet.
Sweet, jumping in immediately.
Okay.
But he's going to do it with his mouth open. He's going to start drinking that water immediately.
Okay.
Just to see what happens.
And similarly, I'm going to be taking a deep breath in.
Okay. Interesting approach. All right. What's everybody else doing?
Diving up.
Yeah. Then in.
Then when I'm in there, I'm literally just going to look around as best as I can and try to swim up.
Okay. All right. So, the water. What about Miera and Grumpfel? So you guys, as you're clambering up, you see Delgrim plunge in. You see Tiernan not soon after.
Yeah, I'm going. Miera will jump in as well.
Okay.
The distance between this water floor ceiling thing and where we can see them with this ledge, like
it's about 5.5 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the distance from the top of the tower to the water is
like 5.5 feet. Like it's the same thing. Yeah.
And Delgrim's crossbow rope is still.
No, he'll have retracted that before jumping in.
Yeah.
So that's re-slung.
So you couldn't have made it, Grumpfel? Is that what you're saying?
Well, unless he like just trying to gauge.
We're all on the top of the column at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's saying there's still 5.5 feet. Grumpfel can only jump 3 feet according to vertical jump. So I guess
you have the ring of jumping.
That's what I was about to say. So yeah, that'll jump. That'll jump. That'll double the 3 to 6, so he can make that to that.
Yeah. However, Miera is going to be in a situation where
that's the thing. Like
if it was going to look difficult for you two, Tiernan would have stopped to give you guys the lift up.
Yeah, that's like not trying to slow it down for the sake. Not trying to slow it down for the sake of semantics. Want to make sure that we.
No, totally cool.
Right.
So you guys are all clambering up, getting into the water. B, can I actually get you to please make a wisdom saving throw for me?
I can certainly do that. for legal
And-
reasons, is this a charm effect of any kind?
No, this is basically you're trying to drink in this water, taking.
I'm
into
just
account-
breathing in, not even drinking. Yeah.
So as a living thing,
Mhm.
trying to intentionally drown is like 100% something which your body will not
Correct.
inherently want you to do. So this is basically
My self-preservation is so high. But so
Exactly.
was my roll. So this is a 22.
a 22.
Uh-huh.
You are able to push through that self-preservation.
Mhm.
And the water starts to fill your lungs.
And I think
Well-
in doing that, I'm actively going to be thinking about all of the stuff that I had to go through to be
Yeah.
able to survive the just being able to use magic, the trials and everything like that. And it's like a moment of like, okay, this is just another test.
Okay. Okay,
And just
yeah.
kind of focus on that.
And you probably would get some very uncomfortable flashbacks. Delgrim, I'm going to need you to do the same thing, my rangery little friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 13. And what was it? Wisdom save?
Yeah.
Yeah, 14.
14. You try to let the water in.
Not breathing, drinking.
Drinking. Okay,
different
so
approach.
if
Like literally just like as he jumps into the water.
it's just like it is. It's gross.
Okay.
It just tastes foul.
Yeah.
Now, Tiernan.
We will not be trying to breathe the water because that is crazy.
So Tiernan, you instantly start to swim up. And it's not very far, and you through the surface of this water. It's probably maybe 10 feet. A little bit of coughing and spluttering. Blinky kind of bobs up beside you and casts the light around the entire space. What you can see in here is that this is a much narrower room than the one below, and it's rectangular as opposed to circular. You can see off to your left, just barely above the surface of the water, what looks to be like some kind of maybe pipe or something entering the room, but it looks like it's got like a hatch or something on it.
Pipe.
The ceiling itself is probably another 20 feet up above from where the level of the water is.
Mhm.
And there are 4 pipes up high on the wall, sort of one in each sort of corner space, and you can see that there's grates covering each of them. In the ceiling itself, you can see another one of these iris doors, and you can see about halfway up the wall, out of the water, there is another lever.
Well, I would immediately start. Sorry, you said there was a pipe with a hatch to the left.
Yep. So
What do you
literally,
mean
like
hatch?
it's mostly submerged in the water, but it looks like there's some kind of like hatch, like sort of on that closing it off.
You mean I'm not too sure what you mean a hatch, mate.
So like pipe, hatch on the end, so something sealing the pipe off that you
Okay.
potentially open to open up the end of the pipe.
Well, Tiernan will probably swim over to have a look at that hatch first, see if it's movable or anything like that.
So you would need to actually. So you're going to swim over and have a look at that.
Mm-hmm.
What is everybody else doing whilst you're doing that? So, Grumpfel, you and Miera have both got into the water. What are you trying to swim up? What are your intentions?
Yeah. Just okay, obviously I don't want to try and put my foot back out and risk falling the 30 feet. So,
Yeah.
so I mean, it might be a case of like if you're, your pinky toes out, you're fine, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think for the moment, not realizing what's going on in there and seeing Tiernan swim upwards, Grumpfel will do his best, like a fish in water or out of water, to follow Tiernan.
Okay. Cool. All right. So you also swim up and emerge on the surface. What about you, Miera?
I think, well, Vera's still thinking about the poem, so she'd probably try and at least take a little bit of a breath in as well of the water.
So make a wisdom saving throw for me.
That was a 3.
Okay, so with a 3,
4.
you try to tell your brain, I want to do this, and your brain goes, no. Self-preservation says no. This is no. This is absolutely what a body should not be doing.
Well, if that's the case, I will continue to swim upwards.
Yeah. So Tiernan, also there was something else I completely got distracted about as well. Just about 2 or 3 feet above the water level, on each side of the room are 2 more levers. So there is one lever about 3/4 the way up the wall, and then there are 4 levers just above the surface of the water, almost directly underneath where the pipes up high on the wall are.
Are they within arm's distance from
Absolutely,
the water?
absolutely. Like if you were on the surface, you would be able to reach them.
All right.
Yeah. So sorry, just coming back to Miera, what were you going to do now?
Swim up.
Okay. You also would emerge. Delgrim, after getting a mouthful of this terrible, terrible water, what are you doing?
Who are you speaking to?
Delgrim.
Yeah. The first thing Delgrim's going to do is take the opportunity to respond to the message, and he will respond with, "Tell me where you are. I don't want both of us to die before this thing is through." And then he'll also attempt to swim to what he hopes is some kind of surface.
I feel like I didn't move when I got in, so I feel like you'd all have to probably pass me, and there are lights.
I would, yeah,
Okay.
you would be able to see where
The
Bea
lights.
is.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Perfect. Does Bea look like she's actively drowning and dying at this point in
You
time?
would see, yeah, it would be looking uncomfortable, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
In which case, Delgrim's swim would involve heading Bea's way and trying to assist finding air for her.
Cool. Okay. For the sake of sort of expediency, we'll state that Delgrim, you find Bea, and the two of you sort of drag her towards the surface. As Bea, you take in another lungful of water, and you both sort of emerge spluttering.
And I'll say this, Hamish. I'll give you an opportunity to be a real prick if you like, because I don't even know what exactly I'd roll against. But this kind of situation, being submerged and panicky, is not new to Delgrim.
Yeah.
And the 4 that I rolled isn't going to help with that.
Yeah. Okay, that's good to know. All right. So with that, all of you find yourselves now on the surface of this water. You all see what I've explained to Tiernan. And we're actually going to just take a little 5-minute break here because someone desperately needs to use the toilet. And it's not me, it's somebody else. No, it is me. But yeah, we're going to have a little 5-minute
it's
break.
not ham, it's spam.
It's spam.
That works out really well. I was just messaging Saz to say I need some cough syrup, so can we have a break?
Spam is ham's evil twin.
Awesome. So we will be back. We will be back in about 5 or so minutes. Thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out with us. We'll see how this plays out in a minute.
Keep doing it.
Raw dog that bitch.
Oh, did you just say raw dog this bitch? Is that what
Wait,
you just
what?
said?
No,
I did not hear that.
I didn't
Is that-
say that.
Emily, what on
Emily,
earth are you
what are you
Is-
projecting on? Wow.
Is that
Don't
one of those-
gaslight me. Do
Is
not
that-
gaslight me, you fucks.
Is that one of those weird shard folk expressions that we've heard about?
So, hey, to everybody who's been hanging out with us tonight, thank you. You've made your choice to spend your time with us, and time's the most valuable thing that you've got. So we appreciate you. Where we left off,
You especially.
Hamish,
The
did you have to
party-
take your glasses off to so that you couldn't see your mistakes?
I did. I didn't want to watch myself crying.
Yeah, okay. Just double checking.
Yeah. Hell. You have all now made it to the second floor of this tower. You are currently bobbing on the surface of this grimy, filthy water. High above, in the ceiling, is the next doorway leading higher, as well as 4 large pipes, 4 levers at the water level, a 5th lever about halfway up the wall, and another pipe with a hatch on it that Tiernan is currently investigating. So with that, Tiernan, what is it that you're trying to actually look at, or are you just sort of giving it a general investigation?
I'm just wanting to work out, is it one of those, is it the hatch that swings up? Will it automatically open? Will it, that sort of thing? I'm just trying to understand it.
Yeah, 100%. So, as I originally described, it's only the very top that is above the water level. So you will need to go underwater to inspect it, which will make it harder. So I'm going to ask you to make an investigation check.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you to make it at disadvantage, please.
Okay. Okay, I don't think I can get Blinky's assistance.
How would you try and use Blinky? Get creative.
More like a portable flashlight, without using my hands, so I could focus on swimming and have him directing the beam accordingly.
And I think because Blinky is intelligent, would have a good idea of where to position themselves. So as opposed to someone who's trying to use magic and having to focus on that while doing the investigation, you've got like an extra pair of hands. So with that, I'll just let you make a flat investigation roll.
Okay. So that would be a investigation. 24.
20, holy fuckballs. Okay. The rest of you see
Almost like
hidden
my
over by this hatch, sort of bob below the water, and Blinky's splash in there as well. What you notice, or what you discover, Tiernan, is that it looks like it's a hatch that would swing out. So it's hinged on like the left-hand side, and it would open outwards towards you. There is a latch which comes across, which from what you can see there's no mechanism manually to open that latch. But with such a high roll, you do notice on the side of this pipe, just below where that latch comes across, a small panel that you could potentially open up.
So the hatch is currently closed.
Correct.
All right, can I try to open that panel? Is it a loose panel, or is...
You could use your various tinkering tools to get into it.
Will this open a
which would-
hole into the pipe, or...
It's like from with a roll like that, it appears to be that's probably almost like maybe like a maintenance panel or something
Okay.
that would interact with the latch, which is keeping the hatch closed.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, I would attempt to open the said panel.
Okay. So whilst Tiernan is doing this, what is everybody else in the group doing? And Tiernan, are you telling them what you have found?
I'm trying to remember who has the shard up.
Like for stat and communications?
Yeah, for the communication sort of thing.
Yeah, Delgrim does.
Grumpfel.
And Grumpfel.
And I have to direct it to one individual?
Yeah.
I thought we could do a group message.
No, it's just one.
1-to-1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who surfaced first? Grumpfel or Delgrim?
It'll be Grumpfel because Delgrim was grabbing B.
All right, then
Yeah.
I would be directing my message to Grumpfel.
Mhm.
I found some odd panel against this hatch. I'm just going to inspect it a little bit more. Is it just me, or are those levers just above the waterline within arm's reach easily? Do you want to go check them out, please?
Grumpfel will do his best dog paddle over to where they are.
That's so fucking cute.
That is.
It's actually it'll actually unless you want like an athletics check or something. It's actually a pretty fast dog paddle because you swim at half normal speed.
Yeah, no. That is absolutely fine. So, yeah, look, you can go straight over to one of the levers with very, very few problems. What's everybody else doing at this point in time as well? Anything in particular, or just sort of bobbing and waiting to see what your companions are doing?
Can we get out of the water? Is there any way to get out?
There is nowhere to get out. This water fills up this entire rectangular chamber.
Is there any sapphire? Did we say there was any sapphires around in the walls?
There are no gems in this room.
Just levers. Can we reach those other levers? Like,
so the 4 levers at water level, absolutely, and there's one lever that's sort of like 3/4 the way up the wall.
Yeah, okay. I think Delgrim, on seeing the levers, will probably kind of point them out to, if Grumpfel's occupied, to B and Miera. Do we each want to get on one of these, perhaps?
Can I send my mage hand up to the one that's halfway up the
Pretty close to that wall? Yeah, for sure.
And then I'll swim over to one of the other levers that's lower.
Okay. So Tiernan, can you please make me a tinkering tools roll?
That's just adding my proficiency, isn't it?
Proficiency in intelligence.
Oh, and intelligence. Okay.
This will be at disadvantage because you're having to do it underwater.
Mm-hmm.
And Blinky can't really assist with this because of just the fiddly nature of it.
Yeah, that's all right. So that means it's a 6, not a 9, plus 11, plus 14.
14. Okay. You begin tinkering away and with the water, the difficult visibility, even with Blinky having the light shine on it, you've never worked in an environment like this before. Like, workbench, tools, well organized,
Tiernan's actually enjoying this, believe it or not.
It is. And look, it's probably
it feels very Tiernan coded. Yeah.
You're starting to get close to thinking, I think I know what this is all doing. Grumpfel, when you get over to the lever, what are you doing?
Hello, is this thing on? Tiernan, I'm at the lever.
Okay, what happened to your voice?
Dear Lord.
I'm sorry, did you want me to say it in Undercommon? Hello
all
there,
good, it's
Tiernan.
all good,
I
it's
say,
all
good
good.
boy. Old Bean, I'm at the wall. This is the lever. Did you want me to push, pull?
Grumpfel, I can't understand a word you're saying. I don't understand this language. No, it's all good. I'm just trying to play around with this hatch to see if we can actually give us the option to drain the water out. I think, but I believe we may need to pull all the levers. I suspect the water will rise and will allow us to access the 5th higher lever. Presumably, that 5th lever will open the door. I'm just having a look at this hatch to see whether or not we need to make sure we're able to drain it once we're done. Just because, in case.
How far? How much further up is that next lever?
The next lever is probably close to 15 feet up the wall.
Right.
So it's about 5 feet from the ceiling. And currently you can see Miera is sending her mage hand up towards it.
Right, okay.
I suspect that's the solution to this room.
Well, I'm happy to try. Let me know.
Feel free to discuss with the others. I don't know what Delgrim was still doing underneath the water. Would he be alright?
You would have seen Delgrim bobble. Like, everyone would
Okay,
have
I
seen
thought it was
everybody.
very, very dark water, so.
It is, but there's
Sure.
enough like lights and stuff floating
Oh, okay,
around.
that
You
wouldn't
would have been able
matter.
to see everybody. Yeah.
Feel free to chat with the others while I investigate this panel.
So what's the plan, team? Tiernan is still fiddling away with this panel.
Has anyone seen Tiernan? Where is Tiernan?
He's found a hatch with a latch that seems like it's a good catch.
Okay, great. Do we need him to pull all these levers?
He seems to think that these levers pushed or pulled in the right order will have the water rise to the next lever, which maybe will then get the water to rise again so that we can get out through that hatch up there.
I'm only looking at the hatch. He means just in case it didn't work, so that we could drain the water. That's why he's looking at the hatch.
What if we just all pull them at once?
Miera, your hand is on the lever up there. Perhaps try and give that a pull first. See if we can trick this room in some way into telling us his secrets.
Sure, I can try, and I'll get the mage hand to give it a good tug.
Okay. And what about the lever though?
Don't make me cough.
Thank you. All right. So you send the hand up to try and pull that lever. Tiernan, you sort of have to bob up for a quick breath. You go back down, and then you can see as you're in this little compartment, you've worked out that there's a mechanism there, and you're not sure exactly which will either cause the hatch to open or will lock it closed.
So it's not locked.
Not at the moment, no. No, it appears the latch is over, but it appears that there's like a potential or like another option to just have it like locked in place.
All right, I thought it was already locked in place.
Yeah.
So I can actually lift it with my hand.
No. So when you try to move it,
Mm-hmm.
like you're not even sure. So it's like there's almost two states. Like there's a mechanism here where if something happens, it'll cause the latch to open, but you can also adjust the mechanism so whatever it is that would normally cause it to open won't, or you can just open it manually right now.
Oh, okay. All right. I would actually try to open it manually right now to see
Okay.
if the option is still there for me to close it.
Yep. Cool. All right. So you're going
Like
to
a test.
So yeah. So you're doing that, and what are the rest of you doing? You're all pulling the levers.
I want to see what the mage hand is
Yeah.
going to do for this
Right.
higher one first.
So the mage hand goes up, doesn't move.
I hate it when Tiernan is probably right. Does everyone want to pull one of these levers? Grumpfel, do you want to check with Tiernan if you're ready for us to pull?
Sure. Tiernan, are you ready?
No.
No,
I'm
that's
just
right.
I'm just testing something. That's all.
Just checking. The guy, everyone's in agreement that we think that it does involve the water rising and levers. We'll wait for your investigation.
So Tiernan, you adjust one of the mechanisms inside, and the latch on this hatch, click, swings open. And then the hatch itself explodes inwards, and you see something come through it.
Hit the mechanism back.
And at this stage, I need everybody to roll for initiative.
Oh, you fuck.
Oh no!
I finally found something. I triggered it.
Yeah, what you found is the way that we all
How
die.
not to do the thing.
Yeah, that'd be right.
Oh, no.
Oh, initiative.
Good golly.
Ah, there's a dot there.
Oh wow. like
All
these things.
right. Let me just find the thingy thing. All right. I need to roll initiative for.
Oh, is this poignant enough to need an owlbear layout or anything? Or
100%. And I believe.
This is
No!
planned. This is not coincidental. Battle stations, people.
Whoop, whoop.
Go up to red alert. I do realize it involves changing the light bulb.
Do we have a link
Okay.
for this?
Sorry.
Do we have a link for Albert?
Yeah, I'm just sticking it in the chat now.
Thanks.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Hey, thanks, Dungeon Daddy. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. Anything for my little minions.
Does anyone know the name of that tune?
Okay.
Little Spanish Flea.
So, for those of you who have now jumped in, I need to actually add on all the little character tokens. Let me just give that. Let me do that. Where are we? Miera. No, Delgrim. Grumpfel. Tiernan. B. Blinky. Don't use the map, the draw, or the measure thing. Just please use the squares that are shown on there.
Don't tell me what to do.
Hot.
Wow. Someone's being disobedient.
So the hatch in the middle, there is where you all swam through.
Right.
Tiernan, I've positioned you and Blinky over where you would be coming through.
Yep. Blinky's huge.
The 4 levers are where I am currently putting the rest of you now.
Mhm.
If you want to be at a different lever or whatever, that is entirely up to you.
Yeah, I want to be at a lever in the next room, please.
No. The pipes that you can see, the 4 ones in the 4 corners. So there, and there. Those are the ones that are up high, right up at the very top of the room.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I guess I should probably put whatever this thing is that's come out to get you as well.
I don't like this.
Let's use that. And it's quite big.
Yuck.
Okay, Miera, what did you roll?
None of your business. 12.
Wow, 12. Grumpfel?
Roll for initiative. Heck this. Oh, yuck. +3 is 9.
9. Delgrim?
10.
10. Oh no.
Oh, don't
Tiernan?
make me go for
30-20.
30, 20. And B?
18.
18. Okay. Tiernan, you are up first, followed by the thing, followed by B. So Tiernan, what you see come charging through, or come flowing through in some respects, appears to be a swarm of what it looks like eel-like creatures. Hard to tell how many.
Do I have the, because I got the initiative, do I have the initiative, the chance to go and try to slam to latch that thing?
No, like they have literally just come through, which is what's triggered it. So they are definitively on the other side. But this is roughly where they are now, and you just see this swarm of like eel-like things. What is it that you wish to do?
I just have to double check, because I think the Eldritch Cannon only lasts for an hour.
Can I ask a tiny question?
Sure. I'll give you a
Just-
tiny answer.
Just in terms of okay, you say a swarm.
Yeah.
Do we need to deal with the individual, or are we dealing with it as a?
You'll have to interact with it and find out.
As hasn't fought a swarm. I don't think I've fought a swarm.
You said you'd give me a tiny answer when in fact you've given me a useless one.
Wow.
Nice, Cass.
Spicy. I like it.
Resi, I love that came out as furball as opposed to fireball. That might be more useful. We'll see.
Well,
Okay.
I'm assuming that an hour has passed since I've triggered Blinky.
It would have, yeah.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought you said it's been an hour since we've eaten. Yes, we're fine to swim around.
Actually, yeah, because yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did that No, Blinky triggered himself.
Wasn't that when you're on the raft? It was.
Yeah.
So if it was on the raft, then no, you would probably still have not a huge amount of time, but certainly enough time for this combat.
No, I mean it would be within the hour.
Yes, it would
Okay,
still be within
awesome.
the hour. Yeah.
Awesome.
Benevolent DM.
Well, first off, he's going to go, oops, and send that through the message to Grumpfel. And then, what do those eels look like? They're just normal eels? Or
It's the water is so murky. It's all you saw was what appeared to be a swarm of eels.
Just quickly, sure you don't want to retcon that, John, given that would be an action
What to say, oops.
through the use of message? Yeah.
Oh, that's an action. Ugh.
Yeah.
Is that an action, or is it an action to use the?
It would be an action
shard?
to use it because it is
alright.
actually like the use of the spell. Yeah.
Okay, well then, no.
Look at Promethean being all just like.
It's because he's got a Lord Daddy tattoo now. He feels real
Yeah.
superior.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking hell.
How deep am I in the water?
I mean, you're.
I think that right after everyone keeps saying daddy is making me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, how deep? How
deep is the water?
So it had the water is 10 feet deep, and
10
you are
feet
currently bobbing on the surface.
Oh, okay. I thought I was under the water still. Okay. Look, I'm not trying to overcomplicate it.
So then to shout out would be a free action, correct?
Yes, I guess.
Mhm.
Well, then I would just yell out, "Oops," and then.
Hear
fire-
that noise, Highness?
Hmm?
No, sorry.
No, there's not enough room in here for me to do anything other than I'll just move towards it and hit it with shocking grasp.
Okay. All right. Make your attack roll.
$22. 22.
22.
Yeah.
That is a hit. So you reach out underwater towards where these things are, but before you even get to them, you hit something else. A soft, gelatinous, weirdly strange feeling substance. And you unleash the shocking grasp into that. Roll your damage.
$15 lightning damage.
15 lightning damage. Okay, outstanding. Okay, you watch as the energy kind of sparks across the surface of it. Because of the magical nature, it doesn't electrify all of the water. But you watch as these sparks kind of arc across something. It's like whatever these eel-like forms are encased in something much bigger. Any bonus actions or...
Other than to trigger Blinky with his make sure he's within range of everyone, which I think he can be within. Oh, mate, probably not. 10 feet.
So you would get Delgrim. Yeah, it would be it.
That would be it. Okay. Well, Delgrim and I would get some bonus temporary hit points, which would be. I apologize. I can't remember how many it is. There it is.
11 billion.
No, not that many.
Damn
7.
Same thing.
Okay. It is its turn. Tiernan, I need you, please, to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh dear. Wisdom saving throw. Not fear or charm?
Not fear, or actually, it would be classified as charm.
Oh, so I get advantage. Why do I get advantage?
Elf.
Elfish.
Or that's not using one of those. No, that's an automatic pass. My bad. Oh, 12.
12. Okay.
Is that a fail?
It certainly is, my friend.
All right, I might burn one of my counter melody crystals then.
Okay. As you unleash the magic into it, you watch as all of these eels inside it squirm and writhe, but they start to move in an almost hypnotic, mesmerizing pattern in the water, and for a moment you just can't look away from them.
It's so
The
beautiful.
last moment you crack one of the crystals, and as the shattering sound rings out clearly across this entire space, you shake off that effect just in time as you see, all of you see rising out of the water these two like pseudopod type shapes, truly massive, that come smashing down on Tiernan. And then a third one tries to smash Delgrim. So Tiernan, that is a, what's that? That's 27 to hit, and a dirty 20 to hit.
Dirty 20. I might burn a shield up as a reaction.
Yep.
So the
So
20
it's just
will 20 will miss.
okay. All right. So one of them, the first one comes down, and as you activate the shield, it glances off that energy, but the second one just smashes straight through, and you take 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
13.
And this pseudopod wraps itself around you, and you are now grappled.
Not again.
Delgrim?
Mm.
Oops. I don't know if I wrote dice in the right place. Oh, does a 16 hit you, Delgrim?
I'm afraid it will not.
You managed
Even after removing the +2 from haste that I had that time.
you managed to just get out of the way as this huge pseudopod smashes into the wall. There is almost this dull ringing from the iron that echoes through the space. That is the end of its turn. B, you are up next, followed by Miera, then Delgrim, then Grumpfel. So B.
Cool. Sweet. Which is the most accessible lever?
So we'd all positioned ourselves
One
in front of
right in front of
a
Yeah, but
lever,
are they
yeah.
different levels or are they just at the same level?
They're all at like sort of that water level.
Okay, great. Awesome. Love that. Would it take an action to flip said lever?
Yes, it would.
You suck, Hamish. No. I have a follow-up question.
Sure.
Just considering my options here.
Cool.
If I were to attack with a 30-foot cone from where I'm standing, would I get Tiernan?
5. Okay.
Being that he's like wrapped up in one of
5,
these things.
10, 15, 20. You would just.
Can I back up at all, like even this way, to miss him?
Yeah, 100%. You could get to a point so you're only just kind of nicking this thing.
Yeah, but it would be within the cone, correct?
Correct.
Sick.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. I look at the lever. I look at this thing that is scary. As I kind of do that, there is this panic, and I squeeze my fists, and then I'm gonna cast Pulse Wave on this thing. It will need to make a Constitution save, please.
Hey, Ham, before we get too deep into that,
Deep. Yep.
did you say using the lever would be an action?
Correct.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Because are you not able to interact with an object or a feature of the environment for free as part of your movement?
This is well. I mean, you can try and use it, and I will let you know why it's an action. But
Also, can you please stop doing that with your arm?
So the Constitution saving throw was a 23.
Okay, you can go fuck yourself.
I'm pretty sure that's what we we're just saying, wasn't it?
Hold on, wait 1 second. Let me just actually no, I'm gonna use my reaction to make you roll again, please. Because as I click on this timepiece and attempt this spell, and it uses truly so much of my energy that I need you to fail.
17.
Oh, still succeed. Let me just double check if you take half damage.
Pretty sure I will take half damage.
Oh yeah. Okay, great. You still take half damage. So 66. Give me 1 moment.
So Miera, you're next.
Okay. Shit, I'm rolling really high. 29 halved is whatever number you want it to be, Hamish, because it's an odd number.
28, 14. Okay, cool.
Yeah, cool.
What sort of damage is it though?
It is a type of damage that I will tell you what type of damage in 1 moment.
That would be great. I would love to know the
I
type of
actually can't read right now. Give me 1 moment. I splashed something in my eye earlier and it's not doing very well.
Not in the eye.
Also, you don't appear to be wearing
Force
any
damage.
glasses.
Force damage. Yes.
You...
Nobody listen to the curly head man with the beard.
Wow, owned. Awesome. What is this? So
basically what happens is like if we're still in water, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like when you're a kid and you make a whirlpool. But it's directed at these creatures. And it just absolutely tries to pull them all into this thing, which it doesn't because they succeeded. But kind of anything that gets absolutely fucking obliterated.
So you see as it sort of it blasts through the water, and you see sort of like gelatinous chunks of something get blown off this thing, which is significantly bigger than any of you actually realized. Do you have any anything else? I believe you've used your bonus act. No, you've used your reaction. What about your bonus?
Being really frightened that that I have done this and it's a lot larger than what we expected. And now being absolutely terrified that it could hurt me. I get really small and just kind of like a little bit towards the water's surface, and I'm gonna use my cunning action to hide. If I can. Or just...
I mean, you can try and look, you can hold your breath.
No, I'm not going under. I'm just getting real small. Like my nose is still out, my mouth is under.
make a roll, and I'll figure it out from there.
Great. This is a 12.
Cool. Okay. Miera, you're up, followed by Delgrim, then Grumpfel.
Well, Miera is definitely of the opinion that we need these levers pulled because otherwise we are stuck where we are and we need to go up. So I'm going to use my action to pull the lever.
Okay, I need you to make an athletics check for me as you grab the lever and pull it, and it is very difficult to move.
Yeah, 19, but I have a -1 to athletics, so 18.
Look, that's okay. Like muscles mirror. You grab it and like almost put your feet on the wall to help. And it takes effort, but you finally chunk as this lever pulls down. You hear the grate of the pipe that is above over here swing open, and suddenly just water explodes out in this just torrent which starts to fill the room up. Just the sheer volume and ferocity of which this water is coming out is quite extraordinary, and is already starting to make it harder to see in this room as it is. That is your action.
I think for my bonus action, I'm just going to swim closer to where, like, whichever side the other higher up lever is.
You're on the side that the higher up lever is on.
Okay, I'm just going to tread water then because I don't really think I could do much.
It's very difficult for you to see where you are just due to the amount of water that's coming out of this pipe. All right. Delgrim, you're up, then Grumpfel, and then we'll be back around to Tiernan.
Absolutely brilliant. Delgrim is going to pull his lever. He's going to jerk it real hard.
Right, so roll to jerk.
Jerking. Athletics check, you said?
Sure.
15?
Yep. Same thing for you. Ka-chunk, the lever comes down. The pipe above you, the grate swings open, and just this torrent of water comes through.
Okay, excellent. As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike, allowing me to move like the wind, doubling my walking speed, which effectively gives me a normal the 30 feet of swimming speed.
Yep.
I'm going to use that 30 feet to head in B's direction. And I'm going to yell at B, "Help Tiernan if you can, I'll get this one."
Okay, so you're swimming all the way across?
As far as 30 feet will take me across your cooked measurement map, yes.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay. As you get to here, this thing has got a reach of 15 feet. So you will be leaving its engagement space, which means it will get an attack of opportunity.
Except I just cast Zephyr Strike, so it won't.
Ooh. All right. So what is it? So describe what this looks like. How does Zephyr striking Delgrim look like, shooting through the water like a little dolphin?
Yeah. So this is like.
Got to do the noises.
This is core Delgrim Ranger shit.
On the back of his feet like this across the water.
Core Delgrim Ranger shit that he doesn't fully understand. And I think it's one of the flavors of somehow Delgrim just kind of reaches into himself and through himself kind of this connection with his surroundings that he sometimes seems to have. And in this case, that just kind of imbues him with this truly elegant and graceful ability to just zip through this water, much like a dolphin, but without the that we might hear from Shadowmere, for example, anytime she speaks currently.
Wow.
It's true, though.
It is true. This is true. Okay.
So if you want to move me in a more direct line to B's lever as opposed to Miera's, that would be great.
Yeah, sure.
Don't try and use maths to rule my life.
Cool, awesome, outstanding. And that's everything from you?
Yes.
Excellent. Grumpfel, you're up, then Tiernan, you're next.
Grumpfel will also follow suit and be adding to the levering action.
Okay, make your athletics check.
Sure, athletics wasn't acrobatics.
Pretty sure it was athletics, unless you can tell me how. No, let's not even go down that road. Make your roll.
Oh, fuck off.
You rolled a 1, didn't you? For some reason, your lever just appears to be stuck. You just
He's just not enjoying being in the water and no joy.
It's nasty. It's terrible. But you cannot move this lever. Any bonus actions?
Yes. In that case, if Grumpfel is unable to get this lever to work, he's going to realize that he needs to do something else. Okay. For the short term, he is actually going to cast a first level spell. How long does that last for? Concentration up to 10 minutes. He's going to use a bonus action to bring in Shield of Faith.
Okay. Who are you casting that on?
Believe it or not, he's going to do it on himself.
He's going to do it on himself? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair call. All right. Anything else from you? That's it? No movement?
Yeah, that's all.
All right. Tiernan, you're up.
Let's head away.
Okay. No one's within 10 feet of me, right?
Correct.
Alright, I'm not too sure how this is... So I'm grappled in place. It hasn't pulled me towards it or anything like that?
Correct.
I'm not too sure how this is going to work, but I'll... Well, I'm going to drop Thunderwave. I'm positioned on myself to try to get it off me.
Okay. All right. What's the saving throw on Thunderwave?
I will find out. 16 con.
16 con. A 21.
Okay. It doesn't get pushed, but it gets dealt half damage. Roll 2 1s.
Oh no. So how much is that in total?
1.
Sorry?
1.
1.
1.
Okay.
Unless that... let me just check one feature. I'm trying to see if my arcane firearm applies to that spell. I cast my spell through the firearm, so yes, it does 1 more damage. Let me check. It's a bit better. So that's a total of 6, so it's 3 damage.
3. Okay. Look, there is a loud, thunderous roar through the room, but it doesn't do nearly as much as you'd anticipate, and it certainly does not dislodge this thing.
Mm-hmm. And then Blinky re-engages for a 6 plus 5, 11 temporary hit points.
Okay. The rest of you watch Tiernan being held by some strange gelatinous mess as something rises up out of the water 2, 3, 5, 8, 10 feet high above him, and you can see inside it these eels swirling as it suddenly just engulfs Tiernan, and he vanishes as it just into the water, dragging him under with it. Tiernan, you are now engulfed.
Mm-hmm.
You are restrained. You are unable to breathe. And I need you to... No, that'll be then. For the moment, that is
Was
the
that
current
an
state.
attack?
Is that an attack? It's an automatic thing because you were grappled.
Yes, but was an attack.
No.
So I couldn't activate my repulsor shield.
What does the repulsor shield do?
It activates when you... I can activate it as a reaction. Where is the damn thing? One sec. Immediately after being hit by a melee attack to expend one of the shield shards. So that's not a melee
Yeah,
attack.
it's not a melee attack. It's a
Fine.
special ability. It then swims in this direction to where it got hurt with Tiernan inside it. And it will attack... It will attack B.
But I'm hiding.
It will attack... Yeah. Nice try. It will attack you 3 times.
Whoa. Come on.
Okay.
So that's a 23 to hit.
I'm going to use my last little timepiece to attempt to shift the sands of time in my favor.
Okay, that is a 12.
That misses.
Okay, awesome, excellent. Next attack
Whew,
is a 19.
that hits.
And an 11.
That misses.
Okay, so just one of these giant pseudopod smashes into you, and you take... Oh no! You take 25 points of bludgeoning damage.
Holy shit.
Just to clarify, I did roll maximum on that. And
To
you
make us feel better.
and you are now grappled.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Good to know. Thank you.
That is the end of its turn. So B,
Hi.
you are up, followed by Miera, Delgrim, Grumpfel. You all do notice that the water in this room is rising quite quickly. And I am actually keeping track of how high the water is.
Yeah. I had
Have we yanked all the levers? Is that a
No.
thing?
Yours has not yet been yanked. Grumpfel's has not yet been yanked. So we've only
But you
done-
told me that you're going to take care of my
Yeah.
lever. Yeah,
Two
great.
levers have been yanked. 2 levers have not been yanked.
Excellent. And I'm currently grappled. Cool.
Correct.
Awesome. Sick. I hate you. But what I will do is having taken truly so much damage, I will attempt to readjust my eyesight. And I will look in a literal random direction as far away from this thing as possible,
Yeah.
and cast Misty Step to get out of its grasp.
Love it.
Which I believe is a bonus action. So I'd like to do it towards Grumpfel's lever if I can, because I believe that hasn't been pulled.
You can get to there.
Can I get to the lever?
And then
Oh,
you
I can walk. Yeah.
Yeah, you can swim the last. Yeah, so you guys watch as just suddenly B just vanishes from in the grip of this thing and reappears beside Grumpfel with a splash.
I will call out to Delgrim and say, I'll try, but I think we should yank the lever first. And I'm gonna yank Grumpfel's lever.
Buy me dinner first.
Make
I'm in
make
place. Jeez.
If we survive, I'll buy you dinner.
an athletics check for me.
Sure. Okay. I'll be good at this,
Diatex
right?
California. Dun, dun, dun.
I prefer Florida myself. Okay. That's a 17.
Ooh, all right. Obviously, Grumpfel has probably loosened it or something, right, Grumpfel?
Totally.
Don't you take away from
Yeah, don't take away
These
from my cool
efforts.
hero moment. How dare you?
So B, you just flex those wizardly arms of yours,
Out of
and
the way, old
pull
man.
this lever. More
You're
water,
like, buy me dinner first, and I'm like, fuck off.
more water just exploding into this room now as 3 of the 4 pipes are now gushing forth water.
Excellent.
Anything else from you, B?
I cannot do anything else.
Okay. Miera, it's your turn. Then it will be Delgrim. Then it will be Grumpfel.
So whose lever hasn't been pulled?
The one Delgrim's at currently.
Okay. So I am going to use my quicken spell meta magic. I'm going to cast blindness on the creature that has Tiernan, if I can.
You can certainly try. Yep.
So it's a con save of 14.
So let me make a perception check for me, Miera. And please don't die.
Hamish, she's in
Trying not to.
pain. You've got to give her advantage on everything.
Yeah.
No, I don't need it. I rolled a nat 20.
So as you go to think about casting blindness on this thing, one thing dawns on you. There's no eyes.
Oh, shit. But it does have ears. No, actually, I'll change that. I'm going to Chaos Bolt it then.
Are you still going to use your meta magic, or?
Yes, please, because
Okay.
I have a plan.
Okay, excellent. I love this.
Mm.
A good plan.
It's a cunning plan.
So, okay, so I'm going to cast it at 2nd level.
Okay.
So I roll to hit, see if it hits it. 23 to hit.
This is a giant gelatinous thing. Like, absolutely, it's very difficult
Fabulous.
against this.
Okay. And then I roll 2d8s, 1 will determine the type of damage. And so, cold damage.
Yeah.
And 7. I think that's
Are you
how it
casting at
works.
2nd level, which probably means it's going to do more damage?
Hang on. Takes 2d8 plus 1d6 damage, so it was 9. And one of the d8s is for the determines the type of damage. So it was 9 in total. Cold damage.
9 in total.
Yes.
Maths, Hamish.
Mm.
Okay. All right. So this strange blast of cold energy just cuts through the weird substance which makes this thing up, causing it to writhe and thrash in the water. There's just so much going on in this room at this point in time. It's hard to see what's happening with the water coming out of the pipes. This massive thing thrashing around.
Shadowmere, did that damage include the extra d6 for 2nd level?
No.
Cool. Roll that.
Pro's out here fucking rules lawyering the shit out of this game right now.
I got a 6.
Outstanding.
So now that I've done that, that was a bonus
Yeah.
action.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to teleport over to the other lever that hasn't been pulled, and I'm going to use my action to pull the lever.
So that's where Delgrim's at, correct?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, all right. Delgrim, suddenly Miera is just beside you. Miera, make your athletics check to pull the lever. Let's see if you can show Delgrim up again.
16?
16?
Yeah.
Boomf, Miera's there, 2 hands on the lever, chunk. More water just absolutely pouring into this. You feel the water level rising rapidly And you can see now that this other lever that's 3/4 way up is probably only about 10 feet away. And at this point in time, probably will be within reach sometime in the next round or similar. Okay. Miera, that is the end of your turn, unless there's anything else. Delgrim, you are up.
He said showing up. I think what you meant is Delgrim is proud of Miera again.
100%.
Yeah. So here's what I want to do. Still under the effect of Zephyr Strike. Delgrim would like to push himself off of the wall directly into this creature, try and grab Tiernan, and bust out the other side of it.
Fuck yeah. Okay, all right. You can use your action to attempt to remove him from the ooze.
Yeah, and so that's essentially the question. Because if I have an action spare, there's something else I can throw in the mix. But if just the process of trying to grab him is going to burn one, then so be it.
100%. Yes, this is an action. So it is a strength athletics check.
Okay. Easy. Actually, let me just double check if this is a bonus or not, because if it is, I'll be using that. And it is not. Don't worry about it. Athletics. 13 plus 6. That gives me, what's that, 16? 19?
But describe to me exactly how this succeeds.
So, Zephyr Strike in play. Delgrim has truly mermaided his way through the water to get here. B has pulled the lever kind of as he's arrived and then zipped off over to the other one. Was that what happened? No, Miera pulled it. That's right. So Miera's pulled this lever. Delgrim's going to use the momentum that he has going through the water, still under the effect of Zephyr Strike with double his normal movement, do a cool little spin under the water, shoot himself off the wall directly into this creature supermaning through the water, and just try and absolutely body check Tiernan on the way through it.
So, as you enter this thing, you feel your skin burn as you smash into Tiernan, and both of you explode out the other side. You're both going to take a little bit of acid damage.
Excellent. Thank you. Absorb elements as a reaction.
Ooh. So Delgrim, you take 4 points of acid damage. Tiernan, you take 3 points of acid damage. But you do successfully free Tiernan from the insides of this weird creature. In fact, roll a d6 for me.
I will. So with absorb elements, so that 4 damage, is that halved via the resistance to the triggering damage type that I would now have?
You're the one with the spell.
Well, that's the resistance bit I'm missing. I rolled a 5 on the d6.
Okay.
It says lessening its effect on you, so...
Yeah, cool. Then absolutely, you'll take half that damage for sure.
What?
So I'm also going to say that you do 5 points of, I don't know, Delgrim body-piercing damage as you just fucking carve your way through this thing.
Are we going to count that as a melee attack?
No.
Okay.
No, that was me purely just
for
coolness.
Love that. Again, for the sake of the absorb elements side of inflicting additional damage if it was. But no, cool. Love that.
Awesome. Okay, so that is anything else from you, sir?
No, that's going to tap Delgrim out at this point. Oh, hang on. I need to do a con check because I took damage for the Zephyr Strike. Ugh. It's just a flat 10, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I've 10.
Yep, beats it. Yep.
Sweet. Okay.
Oh, awesome. Excellent. All right. Grumpfel, you are up, then followed by Tiernan.
So, sorry, just refresh, the last lever has been pulled.
Correct.
Cool. Tiernan has been successfully rescued by Delgrim.
Mm-hmm.
Hero.
He was well and truly schlepped out.
Um,
Could have been squelched out.
I think he was squelched in, slurped out.
Someone took a hit. I'm just trying to figure out whether that's right. B took a hit, and Tiernan and Delgrim have some hurt as well. But I wouldn't have seen that. I would have seen B get hit.
Yeah, and it was a pretty significant hit too, right?
Yeah.
B got pounded hard.
Mm.
I'm going to use healing word at first level as that's a bonus action, so I can't use the spell as an action. Sorry. I forgot the healing word was a bonus action. Thought it was an action. It's not close enough for me to hit it. Don't really want to. Probably get dragged into it. He's gonna. Grumpfel's gonna use healing word on B.
Okay. Cool. Sweet. At what level?
Hey, thanks.
Just looking at what spell slots I've got. I'm just gonna for the moment it's gonna be first level,
Okay.
and that will be 1d4 plus 7.
Do.
10 points.
Ooh.
Outstanding. Okay.
Excellent.
And at the
Thanks.
Yep.
For the action, just swimming, avoiding this thing. I'm water's rising, watching where everyone is, watching where the water's taking us.
Still dog paddling,
Hey,
mind you.
still dog paddling. Taking bets if anyone wants to put any, give me odds on something.
Just to help everyone as well, where that little thing is, that's where the lever is on the wall, and it is 25 feet up. So currently, at the top of this new round, the water level is only 5 feet below it, and we'll be getting there very, very quickly.
And was there? Did you say like that's where the next door is, next to that lever?
No,
or
the
is
door is in the ceiling.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Which is 30 feet up. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Tiernan, it is your turn.
Oh, Tiernan's looking a little bit worse for wear. He did not enjoy that at all. So grabbing my pistol, taking aim, and launching Scorching Ray at this thing.
Okay, make your attack rolls.
So a 17.
Yep.
A 23.
Yep.
And a 12.
Yeah, all of those hit.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. And this is a giant blob thing. Like, it's, yeah. It's like trying to hit a sponge.
Bit of it. 24 fire damage.
How much, sorry? 24?
Mm-hmm.
Outstanding. Tell us what it looks like. What does that look like as these blasts cut through this thing?
His pistol literally starts to overcharge. The shard starts spinning up, and it just emits this giant, this massive ball of energy, and it just fires 3 times. And each time, the ball just gets smaller and smaller in front of the pistol, and just rips straight through this pteropod.
And it just carves chunks off this thing, but it's still massive. Excellent. Any bonus actions?
Have Blinky move up slightly. Hopefully, everyone's within range here. The 4 people.
You can get the 4 of them. Yep.
For a 9 temporary hit points.
9 temporary hit points. So B, Delgrim, Grumpfel, you will get 9 temporary hit points. It is its turn. Once again, wanting to deal with the thing that is inflicting the most pain, it will head towards. Actually, it's going to be both Delgrim. Actually, let's just roll. Let's randomize this a little bit. Okay, so it's going to attack Tiernan twice and Delgrim once. So Tiernan, that's a 17 and a dirty 20.
17 misses.
Yep.
Dirty 20 hits. Is this a melee attack?
It is a melee attack.
Okay. I would like to use my reaction to activate my repulsor shield.
Yep. And what does that do?
It will push the creature 15 feet away from me.
Is there a restriction on the size of it?
It doesn't have one. I was reading
No,
it
it does
before.
not have one.
Okay. All right. So, firstly, the damage that you take is 14 points of bludgeoning,
Yep.
and you are grappled again.
How does that work with the repulsor shield, though?
It would literally drag you with it. Actually, I am going to let you make the escape roll for the grapple.
Okay.
As kind of like a free action. So it's an acrobatics or athletics check.
I will attempt to do an acrobatics then. For a total of 5.
5. No, unfortunately, it will drag you with it. 15.
Could have stopped it from hitting me, but I didn't want to burn up another spell slot.
And they were Tiernan's last thoughts.
And the last attack is actually going to be on Miera as it gets close to her, and it's just it just flails wildly. And with a 24 to hit you, Miera.
No, doesn't hit.
Cool, excellent. Miera the Invincible, you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Mhm.
You are also grappled. Okay, that is the end of the beast's turn. So, B.
No, Emily's just coming up now.
Wow. Wow. Wow, guys.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. I will remember this for when you are a player in my campaign. Thank you so much. Great. My turn, yeah?
It is your turn.
Awesome. Just double checking. Because I wasn't 100% sure. No.
Initiative order
Hey.
is on your screen.
No, I'm just being an asshole. But hey, this lever's getting closer, right? To the water's surface.
So at this point, it's probably about like 3 or 4 feet above the surface of the water.
It's okay, I'm tall. I'm gonna cast Misty Step again. I believe I can get like basically in front of it, and I will use my 5 feet to get there. It's like 3 or 4 feet. I am going to attempt to launch myself towards the lever by using the wall to run up if I have to.
Okay.
Because I am also a rogue and I'm cool.
Okay.
I will use my cunning action to dash if I have to do that.
Yeah, look, I'm on board with this. It is going to be an athletics check to pull the lever. As you guys watch, and
Not acrobatics if I'm parkouring.
it's still because it's just pure strength to pull it down. So everything else has let you get up the wall.
Okay,
Yeah,
great. So I need to make an athletics check, is what
an
you're saying.
athletics check.
Great. Everyone, please send good vibes.
Or alternatively, any single one of you in chat could gift B inspiration right now, I believe.
It's okay because I just got a natural fucking 20. Eat me, Hamish.
Sure, that's appropriate.
Total of 19.
Still feel free to gift that inspiration for the
So,
next thing
Emily,
that happens.
Hi.
describe this entire sequence for us.
So, like, basically, I've, like, Misty stepped over, looked at Grumpfel, pulled the lever, seen all of this happen, and am constantly looking at this lever this entire time. Like, some sort of just focus comes over B, having, like, had to relive momentary trauma earlier. It's like she snaps back into that training phase and just in and out of existence, and without even what looks like a second thought, she's like basically running and jumping off this wall, pulling straight down on this lever and landing back in the water.
So as the lever ka-chunk hits its bottom mark, you hear the grinding of metal as the iris above you opens up, revealing darkness into another space. At this stage, the water level is probably about 8 feet below where this entranceway is now, and will be within reach by the time it gets back around to B's turn. B, I believe you're done?
Yep, that is everything I can do.
Alright, so Miera, you're up next, followed by Delgrim, then Grumpfel. Miera, remember that you are currently grappled, which means your movement is 0.
Yeah. So I would like to.
Rage.
Yeah. That would be good, but sadly, I'm a halfling, and a sorceress, so I don't have that. Can I? Well, I am going to use my meta magic again. I am going to. Can I cast Arms of Hadar? So the tentacles will shoot out of me?
Are you trying to achieve something specific?
Not really. I just, because it's close, I just want to give it a maximum smacking.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
And also like a cool little swimming movement.
So it's a strength save of 14.
Okay, alright. Strength save of 14. Where
Yeah.
is this beast?
Stop calling me that.
Can't believe you, Hamish. Jeez.
Ooh, I got a 13.
Ooh. Okay. So it'll take 2d6 necrotic damage, and it can't take reactions until its next turn.
Okay. Alright, roll your 2d6.
So I rolled 6 in total.
Okay.
I used my meta magic to extend the spell, so I don't know whether that would mean that it can't take reactions longer. I don't know.
So what
But
is
anyway, what does it say?
Yeah.
It just says that it can't take reactions until its next turn.
And but what does the extend meta magic do?
It extends it out. Hang on, I'm going there. The duration of the spell is one minute or longer.
Yeah. No,
Like it doubles the duration.
The
So
duration's
that's right.
the instantaneous
Okay.
of
This
the
was
beating.
it was just a means to an end. So
Okay.
now that I've used my meta magic, I want to teleport out of its grasp.
Okay. Alright.
Just over to where B is.
Yep.
And then with my bonus action, can I use my chill touch to smack it on the head?
Yeah, 100%. Oh, with your bonus action?
Yes.
No, chill touch is an action, isn't it?
It's a cantrip.
It is still an action though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could meta magic the quicken spell to do the Arms of Hadar as a bonus action.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
You said extend.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, never mind.
No, it's
That's
okay.
all
I'm okay with you doing the quicken thing. That's fine. Because
That's
you're still burning it. So
as long as I get out, that was my main thing. I was just gonna slap it in the head as a bonus. That's fine.
No, you can do the chill touch because we just, like I said, we changed the meta magic thing. That's easy.
I don't.
You get a little bit of leeway because you are suffering from the plague at the moment. So
I mean, I know, but I want to
Take it. You'll never get this opportunity again.
so it's not an extra meta magic point that you've spent.
Yeah, it is.
It's just actually making it effective.
Yeah.
No,
So rather than using the meta magic point to do the extend spell, we're just saying that you're using it to do the quicken thing instead.
Yeah, but extend spell is 1 meta magic point, and the
I
other
see
one
what you
is
mean.
2.
Okay, no,
And I'm trying to save 1,
No.
so I'll just take back the chill touch. That's fine.
Cool.
I've moved.
No, I get it. That's
I'm
totally
happy.
cool. Okay.
I'm happy.
All
I
right.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Delgrim, you're up. Then Grumpfel.
Delgrim will look at Tiernan, grappled by the pseudopod, roll his eyes in the back of his head that he has to rescue Tiernan again.
Not asking you to.
And zoom in and start swinging with the axe immediately. Specifically in an attempt to try and free Tiernan from this grapplage if possible, but otherwise it'll just be a...
So you've got a choice. So you can either attack it with the axe or you can try and break him free of the grapple.
I'll be attacking it with the axe and hopefully murdering it to death, so it's achieved in that way instead.
Okay, outstanding. All right, roll to murder.
Rolling to murder, 2 attacks. That is a dirty 20.
Hit.
That is a 11, 12.
Still a hit.
Yes. Love that.
Guys, just as a frame of reference, this has got an armor class of 9.
Magnificent.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Give me a second.
I wasn't worrying about its armor class. I was worrying about mine.
Yeah, that's entirely fair. Okay, so the first one is going to be 9 slashing damage plus... where is it? Plus 2 acid damage.
So as you cut it with the axe, the blade, whilst it does cut a furrow through this gelatinous mess, it just doesn't seem to be as nearly as effective as what you would think when trying to cut something. Like this thing is somehow resistant to the slashing nature of the damage you're doing.
Of course it is. It's fine. No, seriously, that's fine. That's not a problem. I don't have a single problem with that. That's okay.
Is that okay?
It is. It's also going to be absolutely fine that for the second attack I roll a 3 for the slashing damage. That's fine. It's not a problem.
3 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Little nicks, little carves as this thing is flailing about in the water. Anything else from your Delgrim? Anything from your Zephyr Strike that impacts on any of that?
That's actually a great question. Let me double check. I don't think so. Yes, absolutely. Let's throw on that first one. An additional 3 force damage.
Okay. Hey, look, it's better than a kick in the balls. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. Anything else from you, Delgrim?
No, that's all.
All right. You can see floating on the surface of this water, which is getting churned, chunks of this thing floating around. You guys are definitely doing damage to it, but it is still looking surprisingly healthy. Grumpfel, you are up next.
Yes. And I think in the meantime, we've had a few more people hurt. So I'm going to try and quickly surveil who looks the unhealthiest and try and help with some healing. Does this thing look like total messed up?
No.
No. Okay.
No, it looks still pretty healthy, I believe.
No,
We
it
were
was
informed.
like I was thinking like Sacred Flame, but I think healing is the way to go because I take it that this thing looks healthier than some of us in the party. Tiernan is looking a bit beat up.
Not overly, no.
No. Delgrim,
Looking good.
B.
No, I'm looking at okay.
Miera. Cool.
Wow. Obviously, I'm doing my job wrong.
No, you've been burning through all the temporary hit points on me.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. No, obviously I'm doing my job right then.
All right, Grumpfel, what are you doing?
Then he's going to hit it with Sacred Flame.
All right, what's the save?
45.
Sorry,
45.
45.
Dex check.
So it's a dex check. All right, so I rolled a 1,
Yes!
and
Cool.
it gets a -1 penalty, so I got a 0.
Cool. Cool. That means double damage, doesn't it?
No.
No, it's 2d8. Finally, doing something right. That's a 6 and a 5 for 11.
Outstanding. Nice. That just scorches, that radiant damage just scorches, burning across the surface of this thing. Again, like you see bits of it just sort of sloughing off into the water. It is starting to look really quite hurt at this point in time. And you can now see that this open entranceway above you is getting closer and closer by the minute, or by the second. And we're going to have a little 5-minute break here, just to let people refresh themselves, get up, stretch their legs, go from there. So for those
We
of you
got so much jelly on us. We need
I
a
know.
break.
who are,
Yeah.
like, you guys are so wet and just like
And
squishy.
I really wasn't ready for this jelly.
Nah,
Tiernan's
Sorry.
coming out of it like Janosch Poha from Ghostbusters 2. Why am I drippings with goo?
cool. Hey, thanks
got
for hanging
snow.
around. Thank you for the raiders as well. We appreciate you for coming and checking us out. We'll be back in 5 minutes, and we'll see whether or not our little band of heroes gets out of this room, or if I kill them all.
Right. Thank you, Button Mummy.
Oh no!
Can I change? Can I change what I was saying before? I am gonna go. Okay.
I
Bye.
am retiring.
Wow.
At this
You
point,
all
I
die.
want the
You all
pseudopod to
die.
eat me.
I'm sorry. You all just instant death.
How long had you been sitting on that, Promy?
The
Seriously.
moment that I was made aware there's some form of name that Saz isn't a fan of, and I figured maybe that's it.
No, that's not it. That's just terrible.
I'm not even going to apologize. So deeply sorry. Everyone involved.
Psychic damage everywhere.
I regret
Psychic
my
damage.
actions.
No, fuck off. No, you don't.
I will do it again.
Secretly very proud of yourself.
I am a little bit, and personally, I want merch.
Yeah.
Button Mummy.
Yeah, actually.
And then Saz in a ball gown.
Oh my god! Fucking yes! Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Dear,
Oh
oh
god,
dear, oh
I
dear.
would 100%. Yeah.
I can't do this anymore. Like,
Okay.
Oh.
I guess that's
taking a
our
toll on me.
Hey, thanks
outfits
very
at
much,
pack
everyone.
sorted.
Ooh,
I'm
okay.
scared.
Hey, for those of you who have actually just not instantly left the stream because you don't know what the fuck is going on with these clowns.
oh,
Hey, thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. Thanks for spending your time with us. We really appreciate you, and hopefully the party really appreciates not being dead.
Yeah.
oh dear, dear.
On the subject of almost being dead, Tiernan, it's the top of the round, and it's your turn.
I'm going to attempt to escape this grapple if I could.
Okay, all right. So it is a strength or acrobatics check.
Really? Okay. Acrobatics.
Yep. For an escape, it's always strength or acrobatics. 1. Look, you
Or
are
three, but I rolled a 1.
you are truly wrapped up in the gelatinous warmth of this huge thing.
I don't think I like these dice anymore.
You still have your bonus action, however.
Yes. I'll bring Blinky over, and I think all three of us will be in range from there. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it's the Silence of Night. 1. So that's a total of 6.
So 6 temp hit points to Grumpfel and Delgrim. Okay, cool. Excellent. It is the creature's turn. You see it lift Tiernan up out of
not
the
again.
water slightly and just go into the gelatinous mass of this thing as it once again engulfs your shardfolk friend. It is then going to swim this way slightly. And it's going to attack Delgrim twice and Grumpfel once. What did I do with my d20? I've lost my d20!
I think he's lurking in the chat somewhere.
Mm.
Wow.
And he belongs to all of us, thank you.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's okay. I'll use...
It's a timeshare arrangement.
Oh my god, of course! Why haven't I been using this before? I'm going to move to my chunk dice, which are actually
Green, I'm
Gelatinous.
assuming.
gelatinous cube dice.
That's cute. That's real cute.
So Delgrim,
Yo.
that's it's a 17 to hit.
I believe that hits. Meets it, beats it, as the kids say.
And a natural 20.
Yuck.
Okay.
However,
20s have you?
wearing adamantine armor, suck it.
Ooh, okay.
First time I've been able to say that. It feels so good.
Okay.
Absolutely chew on your natural 20 and swallow it down.
So all up, you take 28 points of bludgeoning damage,
Yuck.
and you are also grappled.
I don't want to be, though.
Yeah, I've been in that boat a fair bit tonight.
Grumpfel,
Yes.
its attack against you. Ooh, no, we did not roll that well. It's a 14 to hit.
Nope. That doth misseth.
So miss?
Yes.
Absolutely. Excellent. So you were able to dodge out of the way of one of these giant swinging pseudopods.
That's it. These aqua aerobics are paying off.
That's just it. Out fucking standing. All right. That is the end of its turn. B, you are up next. The water has risen to a point where the exit out of this room is barely 5 feet above the water level. And the exit, just to clarify, is exactly where the entrance into this room is. So it's right in the middle there.
Yeah. Cool. And we are aware that this thing has a 15-foot reach, right?
This is correct, yes.
Hamish,
Emily,
you suck.
I mean, I do all sorts of things, but
Saz that's nodding along for me.
whose side are you on, says?
The parties, for sure.
Not with some of the shit she says to me, she's not. Where's my bus?
You
Right.
betrayed me.
Yeah, wow. Anyway, so B, what are you doing? Miera, you're right after B.
I can get up to the thing, right? Yeah.
You can get to where the exit is. You probably
Can I get to this guy?
you can get to the big creature thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Can I see Tiernan inside it?
You can see Tiernan. Absolutely.
Cool. I'm gonna pull out 2 daggers and attempt to cut him out.
It is. Now, to be fair, well, no, that was with.
This guy's had so much jelly sliced off him. He can't be this big anymore.
Would B have seen Delgrim's slashing attempts, I guess, is the
Yeah.
question.
I have a super magical dagger though, so it's fine.
I have a super magical axe.
Okay, well, fucking your axe sucks.
So you could just try and pull
sorry.
Tiernan out.
Do you know what? Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's do that. Thank you, oh kind DM.
So it will be a strength athletics check.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shove my hand into this jelly.
Yeah.
And
We ain't ready for this, jelly.
I'm not. And I'm gonna try and yank Tiernan out. Do I have inspiration? No. Okay, I don't like this.
I'm pretty sure you do have inspiration.
Do I?
Yeah, there should be some in the chat. In the chat.
Did you have one? I'm doing it. I'm using the thing. Okay, excellent. It's not any better.
Oh no.
Hey, that's a 9.
Yeah, look, you try and just like smash your
I can't be
way
good at everything.
through this, and the resistance is surprising as you see Tiernan look inside. You can't get to him. I'm sorry, buddy, but you still have a bonus action.
Cool. Sick. Awesome. Great. I am going to take my bonus action to do nothing but be frightened. Because that's what I can do. There's no point in dashing away because I'm gonna get hit.
You could bonus
And I
action
don't.
engage.
I could do that actually, but I'm healthier than a lot of you right now.
That's good to know.
Do you want to be in the goop?
I'm gonna take my bonus action to dash and get the fuck out of here. Actually, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Move
Sorry.
yourself. So remember, you're swimming, so it's only half speed.
Well, the thing's there, so
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Cool. So you basically
it's
just
gonna get to attack me. Sure. Let's
Yeah.
go. My hope being that I can just attempt to yank Tiernan out again, but from the safety of the hole.
Miera, it's your turn.
Oh, do I just get out? I don't have to try and do anything.
No, it's still it's too high. Like it's still like
Yeah, but I'm using dash, right? So I've got heaps more movement.
you do, but also like trying to get 5 feet up out of the water.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, you get something to push off under. Yeah.
I
Use
push
it-
off
use
the
it-
cube,
J-
Hamish.
Yeah.
Can I push off the guy?
Hey,
It's made
what-
of jelly.
Could I push off the jelly?
Use
It is-
use Tiernan to push off Tiernan.
Can I push off
appreciate.
Tiernan?
I appreciate.
Hamish, please.
Right on his
No.
face.
Hamish, please, let me out. Let me
No,
out. Let me out.
I'm sorry, Bean. You are stuck. Yeah, but it
You
is
called me a beast before, and now
I
you're
did.
being mean.
because you are a beast. Because you're awesome. You're like a beast. Brr. Miera, it's your turn.
Okay, I am going to use the last of my sorcery points, and I'm just going to use the extendy one, not for any particular reason other than for the reason that I have. So, I am going to, I'm going to try just chill touch. So I'm going to cast chill touch. I'm going to use my extend sorcery point.
Yeah.
So I'll see if it hits. 25 to hit.
25 hits its armor class of 9. Yes.
Pulse. And then it's 11 damage.
Okay.
And then I am going to teleport 30 feet up into the hole.
So we're.
Can I use some of my movement if I can't? But I would. You said it's 5 feet up.
It is. It's dark in there though, so you don't know what you will be teleporting into.
I just want to be on the hole.
Oh, and under the hole, you mean?
No,
So
I
like
want to
where
be in.
bears?
I want to be in the hole.
Like up. So
Yeah.
to go like to be up out of the water in the next floor.
Yes.
It's dark. Like you can't see where you're going. Like it's just a dark hole.
You need to
know what I
see
mean?
Going to teleport.
Yeah, so you can't see where you're actually having to go.
I see the hole.
Yeah.
I would like to teleport exactly. Hold it.
I can see the edge of the hole.
You can see the very edge. Sure, I'll give you that.
So
Sure.
can't I be like just on the very edge?
Gripping the lips.
You
of the hole.
could teleport, so you're basically hanging off the
Yeah.
edge of it. Yeah. Okay, I will let you do that. Sure,
Thank you. Okay.
but you'll be climbing into a room that you cannot see anything inside. But 100%, you're more than welcome to do that.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It will be fine.
Okay. All right. So you blip, and you're hanging from the side there, and you're going to pull yourself up into the room.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you the terrible things that will have caused when we get back to your turn.
Can I yell something out as Delgrim sees this from his little thing, real quick?
Sure.
As long as it's not help me. 'Cause I can't.
No, it will be. Keep looking at the hall mirror. Reflect on where you have been.
That's
That's it.
me.
Okay. And with that, Delgrim, it's your turn, and then Grumpfel, you're next.
Sick. So I absolutely failed the con save to hold concentration for Zephyr's strike. But that's fine, because I instead, as a bonus action, will designate this son of a bitch
What?
as my Slayer's prey.
What did you roll for your con? Because remember, it's half the damage, and you took 2 separate hits.
Con, I rolled 3, 5.
Okay, yep, cool. Right. I just wanted to double check that was all.
Yeah, so bonus action to make use of Slayer's Prey to designate this creature as my heckin' prey.
Yep.
And then I will be attempting to escape this grapple. And because this creature is now my prey, I'll add a d6 to that attempt.
Okay.
It's just a strength check, yeah?
Strength athletics, yep.
Athletics. Groovy. Which is... So... Piss off. Jerk. It's a 16. I rolled a 1 on the d6. It's so embarrassing.
So 16 is what you needed.
Sick.
So you are able to, like, tear and pull your way out of the grasp of this weird gelatinous mess, splashing back into the water, but free of its grip.
Okay. So Tiernan's still stuck in it.
He certainly is.
Be fine.
Probably won't. But I'm also out of anything remotely resembling anything useful other than movement, which will get me smacked upside the head. So it's going to be it for Delgrim.
That's going to be it for Delgrim? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, Delgrim, you're up. Grumpfel, you're up.
It's gonna deja vu.
Like, I am, but it's not here nor there.
Everyone looks alright still. More doggy paddling and Sacred Flame.
Okay, Sacred Flame. Dex save. It fails.
Okay. Cool.
It immediately fails. Is
no, I got a 12. It fails.
Is that going to hit Tiernan as well?
No.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one. 7 and a 6 for 13.
Ooh, 13. This thing's starting to look pretty rough. Like, more and more chunks are just floating across the surface of this water now. It's barely kind of holding itself together. But it is the top of the round now. Unless, Grumpfel, you've got anything else?
Because I use a spell as an action, I can't use a spell as a bonus action, if memory serves.
Unless it's a cantrip. And yep.
Oh, well,
Bonus action cantrip.
I don't have any bonus action cantrips. No, just sort of... No.
Yep.
Making sure I'm not near it, but still... Maybe he will sort of move. Actually, yeah, Grumpfel, because we're getting closer. Grumpfel will move. Yeah, that's. Oh, you got it. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say up as far close to Delgrim without sort of being in its path. Yeah, somewhere like that. But if I've got enough movement, yeah, close to the portal, but obviously not looking like it. I'm a prime candidate for it to attack.
Sacred Flame was a cantrip, wasn't it?
Yes, but it's an action cantrip, not a bonus action cantrip.
Yeah, but that means you can use a bonus action
level spell.
Yeah, but because... Oh. Okay, I see what you mean. So, like, you could do an action spell, bonus action cantrip, but it's an action cantrip, so I can use a bonus action spell.
Yeah, so you could do, like, Healing Word if you wanted to.
Killing Word, did you say?
Healing.
Oh, I was gonna. I don't have killing word. I'm gonna have to figure that one out.
Killing word. It just kind of turns over upside down. Oh no!
Do I have? Yeah. I just want to. Yeah. No. Let's see. I need 2 slots of first level. 2 slots of second and a third level. I just want to hang on to the spells for the moment.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so Tiernan, then you're up.
What's
This
thinking
thing's
about
starting to look... Sorry, Heath?
Oh, sorry. All I was going to say is I was tempted to use spiritual weapon, but I don't want to waste it if this thing's starting to look cooked.
But Tiernan, what are you doing?
Is this thing looking pretty hurt?
It is. It's like the structural integrity of this thing is been significantly compromised.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if that's
It's
the case,
not like it's like you don't think it's like, one hit death kind of situation, but it is looking significantly more injured than when it first appeared.
all right. Well, Titten's giving up about trying to escape this bloody thing, and is just going to start firing randomly from inside at it.
Okay. So it is, as weird as this might seem, it is at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
But in saying that, it's also got an arm class of 9. So
So he's going to fire off his standard firebolt
Mhm.
for a 21. So I'm
it's a
sure that
miss. Yep.
hits. For a 10, 8, 18 plus. So 23 damage.
Holy
Fire
fuck
damage.
balls.
Not bad for a cantrip.
You guys watch as this hole just explodes out the side of this thing from a firebolt from Tiernan. Bits of it, like the whole thing is barely kind of holding together. Tiernan, anything else from you?
Well, Blinky's sort of within range of everybody now, so he'll
Yep.
drop his little temporary hit points for
Okay.
11 temporary hit points.
Outstanding.
Does that mean Tiernan can move out of the gelatinous whatever it
You
is?
see the little head pop through the hole. Hello.
No.
So all of you get your temporary hit points. Anything else, Tiernan?
Nah, that's it for me.
Okay, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Okie dokie. 12.
12. Okay, that is a fail. As you
Can
feel,
I burn my inspiration?
it's your inspiration.
Ooh, that's much better. 22.
Okay, that's good. That just means that you'll take half of these 66 acid damage. So you'll take 13, and this is half, 13 points of acid damage.
Mm-hmm. I'm alright with that.
As this thing, just the inside start to dissolve and consume you. Delgrim, you broke free, didn't you?
Yes.
Cool.
What of it?
All right, it's going to attack Delgrim once, Grumpfel once, and B once with its giant pseudopods. So, Grumpfel, that's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit Grumpfel.
So, Grumpfel, you take 23 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled.
Okay, that 23 take away these 9 temp.
Delgrim,
Mm,
it's an 18 to hit.
just. Well, not just. A little
You
bit more
take-
than just.
19 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are also grappled.
And there's no save against that grapple, is there?
Correct.
Can I
And-
get one? Because of the Slayer's Prey thing that would normally give me advantage on a save.
And B, that's a 27 to hit.
Oh,
Yeah, that hit.
B, oh, I'm rolling good on these damage dice.
I'm
That's,
so
not?
happy for you.
you take
Huh.
20 points of bludgeoning damage, and you
Okay.
are also grappled as this thing, like it's almost like dying kind of breath. It's flailing and smashing at people as like one of the pseudopods crashes into you, Grumpfel, and like bits of gelatinous blob just fall off. One of the eels that was inside this thing just sort of slops out the side, like seemingly dead, just floating on top of this churning water. that is the end of its turn. And it is now Miera's B's turn, and then Miera.
You've made
quick-
this really difficult.
Sorry, quick micro check. I've taken Grumpfel's taken a hit, so concentration with the Shield of Faith is now gone.
So did you make the concentration check?
Oh, yes, it's now gone.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Thank you for being upfront about that. All right, B, what are you doing?
We're grappled, right?
You are grappled. Your movement is currently 0. And like the water now is at the point, for those of you who are not under the hole, you are getting dangerously close to the water actually going over your head.
Cool. This sucks.
By being inside it.
Yeah, I was gonna try and help you, but I simply cannot. If I am grappled.
It's okay.
How is Tiernan looking health-wise?
Not bad.
Okay.
It's all the temporary
Okay.
hit points.
B is gonna yell out, Tiernan, I'm really sorry, but I don't know how else to try and get you out. And I'm gonna
Attack
attempt.
it.
Don't talk with your mouth full, Tiernan. What are you doing, B?
I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave on it to try and blow it apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna do it at 3rd level. I'm so sorry, Tiernan.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so getting
Are you?
BG3 flashbacks here. Okay.
Listen, we got a spell. We got a health potion from Miera if we need it.
Yeah.
So it and Tiernan, and maybe Blinky.
Blinky,
You're
fine,
gonna
Blinky,
hit Blinky.
Blinky has plot armor.
Okay, great.
That is mean.
No, I had a way that originally I was gonna try and angle it anyway, but plot armor's good and makes me feel better.
So
And you need to make con saves.
So
is what you need.
before anything gets rolled though, B, you could potentially angle the Thunder Wave. This thing is big enough where you could angle it to not get Tiernan.
In a 15-foot cube?
Sorry?
In a 15-foot cube?
Yep. You could.
Oh, okay, great.
Yep.
Yeah, excellent.
Because
The concept that I...
this
Yeah,
thing is like 10, 15 feet. Like it's fucking massive. Yeah.
The
Unless
idea
you're trying
also is that there's now a hole in the side of this thing that I'm hoping Tiernan might have some form of assistance to attempt to get out of. I want to make the hole bigger.
Okay. All right.
It's just got to originate from you. So.
Yeah. So that's cool. All right. So what was the?
Okay, great.
It's a con save.
Yeah, make a con save.
Okay.
Both, not Tiernan. Any
Not Tiernan,
more?
no.
Wow, I'm so frazzled.
I think you just wanted to hit me, you know.
Yeah, I do. No.
I got a 13 for the saving throw.
You meet my fucking DC, you shit. Which I feel like means you beat it, right?
It does. Still takes half damage though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, that is 30 points total for 15 points of damage.
The thing gets blown into 2 distinct chunks.
Oh, here we are again. Now there's 2 of them.
One just yeah, and they both start
One-
growing bigger.
One always tells the
just
truth, one lies. Wait, what?
splatters and starts to sink below the water, and you can actually see the other half. Tiernan's head's poking out of the side of this thing.
Oh,
Tiernan,
the aftertaste.
you're able to kind of get like a gasp before the water level hits the ceiling. So everyone is now submerged,
Mm-hmm.
I'm under the hole.
unless you're under the hole. So
Cool.
B, anything else from you?
I assume we're still considered grappled.
You are. Yes.
Then I can do nothing aside from breathe, I guess.
All right. So this, and again, to emphasize, this thing is barely staying together. So Miera, it's now your turn. Miera, you don't have dark vision,
You stunned away. Wait, what?
but looking up into the room, there's like a little bit of light, maybe from a dancing light or something like that. And you can see there's maybe only 5, maybe 10 feet top space around the edge of the hole in here. And it goes off into darkness, but on the edge of it, what you can see is furniture. Tables, chairs, drawers, old beds, stacked as high as you can see, and this just chaotic collection of furniture which is just being like piled on top of itself. You can see old books, piles of paper, old pillows, just this random collection. And it just stretches up as high as you can see before your eyes can't see because of the darkness. And that's around this entire hole. Like there's just enough room if you wanted to get up and out. And then you'd be like just this wall of furniture from pretty much all around you from what you can initially kind of get.
So I would have a few dancing lights around so I could see, but I was thinking I would put a dancing light in the water as well.
Yep.
So that anyone in the water could go towards the light, potentially to help them find the hole.
Yep. Outstanding. So the dancing lights that you've got now, you can see that there are a couple of spaces in the furniture. It looks like there's sort of almost like little kind of gaps in the furniture where someone could potentially walk through. But otherwise, the furniture is packed up all the way from what you can tell as high as you can see.
Could I potentially tie a rope off to one of the piles of beds? Because that's the other thing I was thinking that might be helpful is if I put like a guide rope into the water, and that might help people.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can run over, tie a piece of rope around the edge of a bed, throw the rest of the rope in the water. Absolutely. Anything else that you're wanting to do?
Can I just do a bit of a perception check to see if any of those rat ways look like, the clearest, like which way would be the best way to sort of head towards once we're all up?
It's hard to tell with what's going on at this point in time, especially if you're running off and tying stuff up.
Yeah, I think I'll just stay close to the hole so I can help people surface.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Delgrim. Still grappled. It is your turn.
It is. I think.
The integrity of this thing is barely there, but you are now completely underwater.
Yep. And still grappled. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what Delgrim's going to do. He's going to bring up the crossbow, and he's going to. I'm underwater, so I can't yell. He's gonna fire it at the central mass of this creature.
Yeah.
Close to Tiernan as he
Okay.
can get.
Yeah.
So just absolutely lock this crossbow, the grappling hook thing of this crossbow.
Okay. Make your
in an
attack
attempt
roll.
to get it there. Okay. Let me just check Slayer's Prey real quick. To see if that helps with literally anything. I don't think it does in this case.
Just gives you extra damage, I believe.
I'm pretty sure you're right. Yeah. That's cocked as hell. Can you stay over here, please? Thank you. 14.
14's a hit.
Yep, beautiful. Now, here's the problem. I've never tried to damage anything with this before.
So it's a D10. Plus your dex bonus.
Great.
Plus Slayer's Prey.
That's right. I got this. Come here, you. Damage actually says 1d8 plus 1 for the record.
Oh, okay, 1d8 then. Okay. That's good,
But I will add the d6 for Slayer's Prey to
Yep.
it as well.
Yep.
Which makes that 7 piercing damage.
So what did you roll for the crossbow damage without the Slayer's Prey?
3.
3. Okay. And then what was the Slayer's Prey damage?
4 for the Slayer's Prey damage.
Okay. All right. The crossbow bolt just cuts a furrow through this thing. You can see, like, it's this, whatever this is, it's barely alive at this point in time.
Yeah.
You do have a second attack.
I do.
But you cannot shoot the crossbow again.
No. And it is specifically cabled across to Tiernan for future use, so that's fine. So those 2 attacks per action, can they be with different weapons?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. In which case, I guess... Yeah, just a cheeky... I think this is versatile. It is. Great. Okay, yep, we'll just have a little hack and slash with the axe then. And hope for the best. 12, 18. It's going to hit.
Mm-hmm.
4 slashing damage.
Okay. You actually cut the pseudopod that's holding you, like, completely off. So you are no longer grappled.
Excellent. In which case, Delgrim will make not a beeline, I guess a dolphin line for the hole.
Hate this world. Okay. Easy. Anything else?
No, that'll be it.
Grumpfel, it is your turn.
Alright, so I just realised if Grumpfel's grappled and he's underwater, all of Grumpfel's spells, including cantrips, have a verbal component. So, Nyetski on those.
You can potentially do it. It will just compromise how long you can stay underwater for.
Right. So with the way this is grappled, is arms and legs constrained or arms free? It just like wrapped around torso?
You can use your arms if you wanted to.
Right. So potentially, if he wasn't holding like the mace, obviously he can't draw it if it's grappled.
No, you can. You can use weapons and pull weapons out and stuff like that. You're stopped from being able to move.
Actually, hold that thought. This thing looks fairly messed up. Like
It's there's hardly, like, Tiernan's like 3/4 of the way out of this. Like it looks like it's barely holding on.
okay, so I got a cool idea. Grumpfel realizes that he needs to get out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, his spells using verbal, yes, that's going to compromise being underwater.
Mm-hmm. You're also directly under the hole, though, so, like, it's a fraction of a second to swim up and to get a breath if you were released.
Okay. Would something like unarmed strike, I don't have the mace on. I've got a dagger, got the some sort of strike would get it to release its grapple.
You don't know, but I mean, it's like this thing is like, you can feel how weak it is. You can always have a crack and see what happens.
Only because Grumpfel doesn't usually hand to hand in water.
You can pull yourself out of the grapple. You can try.
Just punch the fuck out of it. That's what
why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. If I'm reading that correctly, that is a 16 to hit.
That's higher than 9, so absolutely.
Cool. I would like to spend a key point and use Flurry of Blows.
Hold on. How much damage have you done first?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, 6 plus 3 is 9.
9. Okay. This thing had 2 hit points left.
Oh, okay.
How do you
Heck yes.
how do you punch the fuck out of this thing and kill it, Grumpfel, and get as colourful and interesting here as you want to?
All right,
Nice.
Well, Grumpfel goes a lovely shade of red. He's had enough. He's pissed off. He's wet. He's cold. And he's had enough of seeing his friends get dragged into the middle of this eel-infested jelly abomination from the depths of some watery hell, and goes to what you would call a senior dummy spit because there's no pudding left
Senior
on
dummy
the
spit.
buffet. That's it. He's had enough, and he will just start wailing on this thing like, I am wet, I am cold, I want the fuck out of here, and he just goes to town on it.
There's just bits of fucking goop flying everywhere, like out of the water into this room as you just pummel the shit.
He'll
out of
reach
the
over,
thing.
pick up the stuff that he was carrying, and then,
Like
and then
Tiernan,
starts...
you feel yourself like released from this thing as it just loses all structural integrity. And you are able to more than easily swim to the edge of the exit from this room, if you
Which
wish.
is exactly what I'll be doing.
Cool. So, as you all emerge out of the water, seeing what has already been described to Miera, this strange room just packed as high as you can see with all of this different and weird furniture, a couple of small paths through, you let the lights play out across this space. There's only a small amount of room for you to be standing on the edge before you're actually beside the furniture. And as some of the dancing lights go higher up, and as Blinky also sort of does the typical sort of Blinky scan, the light gets cast across the ceiling where, for the last couple of levels, you have seen a door. But this level, there is none. There appears to be no obvious way out, at least going up. As you stand wet and cold on the 3rd floor of the Tower of Scal'Thorde. And that is where we will leave it for tonight.
Meow.
Does the water hits that portal and stops?
It just stops. As soon as it gets there, it just stops. Yep.
Tiernan was way off.
Nice. Hey, thanks, Hamish.
Look, you're welcome. You're halfway through the tower.
Also, thanks for
Yay.
nothing, Hamish.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
thanks for
I'm joking.
truly beating us to a pulp, you absolute jerk.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
You're welcome. Look, getting my pseudopod on.
I'm amazed. Wow, those temporary hit points really do minimize it, don't they?
They truly the
Yeah.
only reason Delgrim is still alive.
Yeah, hard same.
Yeah, they are a fucking blessing. Like, it is incredibly good. Yeah. And like, you think, oh, it's just 7 or 8. It's just like, yeah, that
And then
every turn, if you're getting used, that's...
Well, the thing is, I'm wearing the shard, not the armor, so
Uh-huh.
it gets +1 on top of it. That
Nice.
+1 works really well on
Mhm.
that spell.
I love that for you.
If you were
So,
in range, you'd get it.
as per usual, we'll do a quick whip around of our favorite moments, and we'll go from there. So, who'd like to kick us off?
I have one.
Sure, go, Emily.
I liked any references to dolphins this evening. Because immediately all I could think about was, I mean, I guess it was specifically Delgrim, but like just how you play mermaids when you're kids? That's
Yeah.
kind of what I pictured happening the entire time, but
Pretty
at an
much.
ungodly speed. And it just made me really happy to picture.
Good.
Amazing, outstanding. I really liked the Delgrim zephyrring through the creature to save Tiernan. I thought that was that was cool.
Superman pose.
Yeah, that was very cool. That was a very, very good idea.
You. I see we're just ignoring that the overlay exists that would give us a natural order after Emily began. So I guess I'll go then. I genuinely enjoyed Tiernan screwing up on the latch and initiating the combat. It's one of those things where it's like failure's fun, and that was fun as heck. It was like, oh no! So I properly enjoyed that. And all of the magic blasting that was unleashed upon this creature specifically was hella fun as well. Well, I'm just sitting there trying uselessly.
Hey, not uselessly. You did your part.
It's fine.
Wow. Okay. So let's use the overlay then. Cass, what was your favorite part?
I don't have any favorite part in particular. I think it was all fun, and I'm sick, and so it's all blurred into one fun thing. But it was great, and I appreciate everyone.
We
Aw.
appreciate the fact that you are quite possibly on death's door and you've still summoned up the energy to come and play with us.
Don't manifest that, Hamish.
So, no, look, we all know that both Miera and Cass are invincible.
Cass is invincible, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit of the plague won't take you down entirely. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shadow and Sparkle Cookies have built up so much immunity. It's fine.
Look, considering how fried you are, Cass, you did a good job of busting out the meta magic and stuff.
We've got some notes to help me, and I managed to brain enough to do something useful. Yay, brain!
Outstanding. Who's next? Who wants else to share the ideas and the talking?
I always appreciated a good Grumpfel smackdown. I believe that's the first time we've ever seen that.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Shit out of the monster.
And that's sort of coming from, I can say now, Grumpfel has level dipped into monk. Thank you to the book that was found in the ziggurat with before we found Esmeralda. So yeah, that was cool. I just didn't realize that, because that's why I was trying to gauge how much this thing had left with using flurry of blows.
Yeah, which is why I was just like, don't, please, just hold off on that. I thought Delgrim was gonna fucking kill it. I was just like, oh my god, dude, come on, just stop edging this thing, just get it finished.
I will say I did get this image of old Grumpfel with this walker just smacking this thing.
Yeah, amazing.
I found it mildly funny that Tiernan's stuck in this thing. Delgrim Superman's through, gets it out. Tiernan sort of goes, thank God for that, and he's back in it again. It's like,
hey, at least I was drawing its attacks.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else anyone wants to throw into the mix? Any other favorite moments? Any other bits they wanted to call out? Anything from the studio audience?
My favorite part was when we leveled up.
Oh, that reminds me, you don't level up just yet.
No.
I was waiting for you to say, Blinky levels up.
Yeah. Newsflash, it's not going to happen while you're in the tower, guys.
So we teleport out of the tower.
Guys.
Yeah. This is not a video game. And we'll quick travel back to the inn and we'll short rest. And
I like the fact that the many titles of Saz have now increased by one, including wearer of the ball gown, jerker of the lever. It is now Button Mummy.
Button Mummy.
That destroyed me. That was chef's kiss timing.
It was certainly something. Okay. As the energy slowly seeps out of our aging bodies, do we have a target for a little rady poos?
Did you say aging or raging bodies?
Both.
Column A, column B.
All of the above.
I can see Bob Ross, bless him, in his ethereal form as streaming. Maybe we can go and maybe he's painting like, a troll with a halfling on his shoulder because everyone needs a friend.
I think we may found one.
Everyone
Do we have a
does
target?
need a friend. We absolutely do. Speaking of friends, so it was mentioned in chat earlier, how cool it is that like Aussies get to do this thing. I absolutely agree. Currently, what we're going to do, we're going to raid Ant Thunderfun, who's doing kind of this thing, playing Baldur's Gate 3. They are also an Aussie streamer. Feel free to give them all the support in the world for doing that thing and being rad about it.
Absolutely.
Knock on and fire.
Awesome. All right. Hey, thank you everyone for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you've all had fun and enjoyed the little session. We will return in a fortnight and do this all over again. We'll see what kind of chaos these clowns can get up to in the next few levels. Cool. That's
Only
it.
2 floors to go, right?
Well, I mean, on this plane of existence, sure.
There are clowns on other levels.
Wow. Can you, Emily, please be careful where you're sticking that finger?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Lower, lower, lower.
Yes.
Hey, thanks very much, everyone. We'll see you another time.
Head scratches.
Good
for chat.
night.
God,
Oh yeah, head scratch is a great one. I love that.
Thanks.